Mumbai ground, Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango on 121 decimal liner, pre-flight radio check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. How do you read?
Station calling Mumbai ground. Radio 5. Say again, call sign.
I say again, call sign, Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango.
Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango. Mumbai ground. Roger.
Mumbai ground,
Call sign, Victor
Station calling Mumbai ground. Say again, all.
Mumbai ground, Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Romeo on 121 decimal niner, pre-flight radio check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. How do you read?
Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Romeo. Mumbai ground. Radio 5. How do you read?
Read you 5 strength 5 Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Romeo.
Okay, students, very good morning. Try to practice different calls. Now we know the practice is to make sure we can hear each other by doing a readability check. Makes sense. But if you have already practiced readability check, if you already are good with that check, then you can do any other random request. And if you want, before the request, you can just explain me in just your flight plan. This is how I'm doing. And this is how my call request is. Please give me clearance. And then you take the call. So that way you get to practice a little more, and maybe I can give you more situations. I can change from Mumbai ground to Mumbai control, Kolkata, Lucknow, whatever. So do that. That's the whole meaning of practicing extra calls, more calls, right? The same thing again and again. So you'll be proficient in making only pre-flight radio checks, not other calls. That could happen. And that readability, even if we don't check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1, we would know if the readability is good. It means we can hear each other. So by default, we would know that our readability is good. And you could have also practiced one call, maybe startup. You can always simulate startup. I can play with your mind like startup not approved. You can request for reason. I can give you a number of reasons on basis of which you could decide what to do next. Right? So if you're practicing, let's do that. Okay?
Mumbai ground, Victor
Easy.
Tango.
How many times I've told you don't use fillers? You start with fillers.
Sorry, sir.
No, sorry, correction.
Roger, sir. Correction.
No, sir, needed.
Mumbai.
Just Roger. See, these little instructions, recall in the mind, in the morning, so that your practice is clean.
Roger, sir.
Again, sir.
Roger. Roger, Mumbai ground.
You're not Mumbai ground. You're...
correction. Roger, Victor Tango, Sierra Hotel Tango.
This I want in place right now. Your job is to have all this in place. That's it. Rest everything will come to you.
Mumbai ground, Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Tango with Cessna 172 on 121 decimal niner. Position stand 2 at time 1100. Zulu. POB02. Security check carried. Request startup.
I could not make sense of your call. You're a student, you're not a pilot. They will expect you to give calls as a student, not a pilot. And I also told you we need energy. You're like very laid back about the call, and you're like, these things in exams are not good for us. Okay, so the call should be like everybody else is giving. So you have to put that in your techniques right now, so that later on it's very easy for you to do the bigger calls. So you're very lucky that you're getting this perspective right now, Srijit.
Okay, sir. Uh,
Stand by
I
now.
say
Stand
again.
by. No, stand by now. Let somebody else try.
Okay, sir.
Let's practice your calls, everyone.
Mumbai ground. Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf. Boeing 737. Taxiway November. Request departure clearance.
Victor Tango, Oscar Mike, Golf, Mumbai Ground, Read You 2. ऐसे कॉल्स लोगे आपको 19-20 हो सकता है. Where is the energy? Where is the loudness? We need some energy, students. Some energy at least, so that you can wake up the other person also. Srijit, Om, no, not good. Not good. Come on. Would you like if I take a call like this? आपका क्लास में भी लेने बैठने का मन नहीं करेगा. आपको लगेगा सर जबरदस्ती पढ़ा रहा है. सर का मन नहीं है पढ़ाने का. इट्स एग्जैक्टली वैसी फील दे रहे हो आप लोग. ओम आप भी, श्रीजित आप भी, कि आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है कॉल में. कभी कभी सिद्धार्थ भी करता है ऐसे. सो यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन इट. दैट्स इट. सबका अपना अपना होता है एरिया ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट. मैं बता रहा हूँ, नोट करो और परफॉर्म करना है उसी पे. आज आई वांट टू सी द डिफरेंस इन दी लेटर कॉल्स दैट आई विल गिव यू ऑल. श्रीजित, ओम, okay, you get one chance, one opportunity. You give your best. That's how you should take every call. Was that your best? I don't think so. I think you can do better. Even if you think, I'll say you can do better. Come on, students. Practice your calls. This time is just to practice.
Mumbai Radio.
Mumbai Control.
Whoever started first will start first. First come first.
Mumbai
Mumbai Control.
Radio.
Mumbai.
Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Papa on secondary pre-flight radio. Check. Correction. Pre-flight cell call. Check. Check cell call. Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta.
Station calling Mumbai ground. Say again call sign.
I say again. Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Papa.
Kanishk, you have not renamed yourself. Call is good, but continuity is missing. We have to do a little better with the continuity, because if I am multitasking, then I'll not be able to make sense of what you said. And as an examiner, I might cut marks or ask you to say again. That will waste time. The main invention or discovery or formulation of RT as a language was made with respect to utilizing essential key words in the conversations everywhere. those keywords should be very evident for the person who's speaking and the person who's listening. And those keywords become a part of your standard words and phrases, abbreviations. That's it. So when it comes to taking a call, a pilot does nothing but speaks the keywords. On those keywords, we put extra emphasis. When you put a little extra emphasis, your calls sound much more easy to understand, and that's the whole concept. Now, if you are struggling to make a call, the other person will struggle to take the call. That means your RT is not perfect. But when you are not struggling to make a call by focusing on simple things, focus on keywords, rectify your errors before you transmit, then examiner or the other person also finds it easy to listen and you get better marks. Now, Shrijit's call, it was too difficult for me to understand. Om's call, it was too difficult for me to understand. Kanishk's call was also a little difficult to understand. The continuity in Kanishk's call and Shraddha's call was similar. Shraddha's call's continuity was better and she had more energy. So it's okay for her to use that. If Kanishk wants to pick up using the same, then he has to put a little energy and reduce the gaps a little bit. Now, Shraddha, if she practices, she'll improve it a little more, and little gaps that I'm noticing, which are not a red flag right now, will also be improved. So she's picked it up, but she's not getting to practice as much as she would need to get there quickly. Are you all improving? See, this is a classic example I'm giving you. Usaid's earlier calls used to be very broken. Usaid is giving me very straightforward calls right now, but I want to see if he can do it for all other calls. So I remember, students, it's you who has to improve. If you don't improve, you will be stuck there. And any of these reasons could cause an error which will make you lose marks. So please try to work on these things.
Mumbai ground. Victor Tango, November India Kilo. Disregard. Mumbai ground. Victor Tango, November India Kilo. Security check cleared. IFR Mumbai to Kolkata. VIP on board. Request startup on priority.
Victor Tango, November India Kilo. Mumbai ground. Startup not approved.
Startup not approved. Request reason Victor Tango November India Kilo.
Startup not approved due step ladder still attached. Mumbai ground.
Roger Victor Tango November India Kilo.
So Niharika, this is where if we are stuck, then it's a problem. So far, everything is crystal clear and perfect. Hats off. But now all of a sudden, why is the dead air so much? And what kind of reply is Roger? At least it's some reply with acknowledgement and I appreciate it. But what afterwards? You have to do something about it. Situational awareness. What are they saying? They are saying, I cannot give you startup. One of your equipment is still attached to the aircraft. What is that equipment? A step ladder. Step ladder is the one that we use to get passengers and everyone on board the aircraft. We have to do that. It's like a truck, or it just has some wheels and is pulled by a tractor or a truck otherwise. So what do you do in that case? You say, Roger, and just don't request for push startup. Then you don't want to take off, or you'll just sit idle in the cockpit, students, and wait for somebody else to take it off for you. It's your job. It's your job to inform the dispatch to get the stepladder off. So what are we doing about it? We have to do something about it in the call. So Niharika, why were you stopping for more than 10 seconds? Not allowed. You should say, we'll get the stepladder removed and call again for startup. Victor Tango, November, India, Kilo. Don't we know how to do this? Is it something that is in Sanskrit and we don't know Sanskrit? Logic and language should be your mantra to pick up today. Logic, language, you can never go with wrong with any call. That's how easy these exams are. Okay, remember that.
Roger.
Sir,
Here, if the ATC says negative, you said why? He said step ladder still attached. You should say step ladder still attached. Any information, any instruction, any approval, any clearance given to you should be read back. This is information given to you. So information should be read back. So this is another protocol we are not following. Language is good, rate of speech is good, but now logic and protocols need to be followed and you are good to go. So what do you have to say, Niharika?
Sir, I need to give readback and detach the step ladder and again ask for startup.
Very good. Give me the call, live call, reply to that call. When she said, Roger, you got no response, so you're supposed to give a call acknowledging what was said. Let me see how will you pull it off right now.
Startup not approved due step ladder is still attached. Would detach step ladder call you back. Stand by. Victor Tango, November, India, Kilo.
Not bad. Instead of call you back, will call again. Replace it. Will
Roger.
call again. Call you back ki jagah pe will call again. See, you did it. Very good. Very nice. That's all it takes. Here, examiner will be like, go to next question. They'll not even go ahead with the startup call because they wanted to see if you can handle, if your language is clean and clear, if you have logic. You have proved all those 3 points. That's it. Even if they want to go ahead, they can go ahead because it's just going to be startup. Here, what could have happened? We could have given you a delayed startup again by telling FIC has expired and would have wanted to see if you can get a fresh FIC. I would have done that if you would have not made the mistake there. But when you already make a mistake, rectify it, you spend some time, examiner will be like, okay, let's give us some other test right now. So always be open, students. Don't think that only one type of question will have only one type of answer. And don't assume what the examiner would say. The greatest mistakes, these people who solve question papers, leak papers and go, they always assume the replies would be as per whatever they have studied from. That is not how it's gonna be. Examiners can change that anytime. So even after papers getting repeated, people are not passing them. Why? Why would that happen? Because they are not using logic. We have a joke. We always laugh at this point. I don't know why. Whoever laughs, something happens with them that the world will laugh at them also. That's how the world works. So we should avoid laughing.
Mumbai Red.
But it's funny. Srijit, you have a question, please go ahead.
Sir, I
Mumbai
just wanted
from
to ask if saying standby is recommended or not in the last call you gave. So I got that, sir.
Where standby?
Sir, in the step ladder वाला जो reply आपने दिया था ना, in that call.
Who said standby? I said or the aircraft said?
The aircraft said, sir.
I still don't
We'll call.
understand the question, Srijit. Can you explain?
Like, suppose I am an aircraft and I requested startup and you did not approve because the step ladder was attached. And I said I will remove the step ladder and call you back. And then I was just wanting to ask you if it is recommended to stay standby in the end or not. So after I listened to Victor Tango November India Kilo's call, I understood that it is okay.
In this case, standby, if you don't say, it's fine because the request is denied, so the call is closed. When the call is not closed and we want to continue talking to the ATC, then we say standby. We say standby, wait for me, I'm going to continue with my request. Here, the request would have been continued if it would not have been denied. They denied the request of startup. So that's it. So we're just asking for reason. They gave us a reason. We told them, okay, I'll call you back. So we'll call again. We'll get the step ladder removed and call again for startup, Victor Tango. Don't need to say standby in this case. Even
And sir, I had one more question.
Even if you say it's not a wrong thing, but it's not required in this case as the request has been closed. First, soak the answer, think about the answer, then ask the next question, Srijit. Otherwise, you'll miss out on this and I'll have to repeat the same things again and again. We can see that is happening. So we'll be careful about it. Okay. Zai Prakash, learn not to interrupt when somebody else is calling or talking. Basic ethics. Tell me what's on your mind.
Sir, actually, not saying my call center. That's the reason I was.
Forget explaining.
my
Tell
call
me
center.
what's on your mind. Are you giving a call? Do you have a question?
Calls.
Please give the call.
Mumbai ground. Victor Tango Julo Alpha Yankee. 121 decimal niner. Pre-flight radio check. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. How do you read?
I read you 5, but are you reading and not writing the call? This is a good call.
Sir, actually, I am writing. I am writing, sir.
Nice, nice. Send me a log. I want to see how you have written. It seemed like you're reading, but if you're writing, that is great.
Sir, can I take snaps?
Yes, yes.
1 second.
Yes.
One second.
So, okay, उठ रहे हो आज तुम, Zai Prakash? You're waking up today, you're asking me snap.
1 second.
Stand by, you stand by.
Stand by.
Yeah, standing by. Okay, students, let's start the session. Good job over calls, but still laid back a little bit. It's fine. The more you practice, the better it is. Yamuna, Niharika, Ayan, Usaid. Niharika practice, but Usaid, Ayan, Yamuna, Prakhar, you all didn't practice. It's fine though. Shraddha, good call. Om, एक ही चीज मांग रहा हूँ तुमसे 2 दिन से, तुम दे नहीं रहे हो. Kanishk, good call, but I'm being a little stern and expecting a little high from you. So let's see if you can pull it off in the next call. Please rename your username to your call
Roger.
center. Yeah.
Sir, check WhatsApp once.
Kuldeep just joined. Zai Prakash, I know, I will check. ठीक है, साइलेंस रखो, सिर्फ कॉल्स ऑन क्वेश्चंस के बारे में बात करो आप. आ जाएगा मेरे पास. It will come to me, don't worry. You have some network issues, right? Okay, students. We have Shrijit also and Prerit also. So we see a lot of students are missing the class today. Yes, Yamuna, what's on your mind? All good? Do you have a question?
Forms. No, sir. Shall I start a call?
It's okay. I will give you a chance to speak. Right now, we are done with our time to practice calls, initial calls. Zai Prakash, logs are not great. Just write 2 words in one line, then go to the next line, then go to the next line, okay? It seems like you have written some in Egyptian language, a part of it. I'll have to call some archaeologists to decipher. Pre-flight radio check. Everything looks like one sentence or one word. There's no gap. So I cannot catch the, what do we say? I cannot catch the keywords. Okay. Pre-flight, then space, then radio, then space, then check. And for pre-flight radio check, you can use the abbreviations also. Please go through the abbreviations booklet. And how do you read? Okay. And Mumbai tower and aircraft, you cannot use these symbols. When you're writing Mumbai ground, write Mumbai VABB, and ground you write SMC, Sierra Mike Charlie, surface movement control. And what is that? Aircraft. No, no, no. You cannot use these symbols in your logs, okay? And Mumbai is VABB, it's not VOBB. So many silly errors, although the call is good. Speaking is fine, writing is not fine. Jai Prakash, fix all the errors and send it back to me.
Roger Victor Tango Jula.
Okay. So students, I want you all to possibly keep your videos on. We have a student joining in. Her name is Komal, and she'll be sharing her experience with respect to RT exam. Okay. And please don't, if you have any questions to ask, you can put the questions in Zoom chat. Okay. Don't bother her otherwise. I'm not sure who's sensitive, who's not sensitive. I'm very peculiar about such things. So be careful about what you ask, but listen to everything. Okay. And if you'll have any questions, just put them in the Zoom chat. Now, she is very, very intelligent, very hardworking, very down to earth. And I'm just inviting her right now. In the meantime, if you have any questions to ask, please. Srijit, what's your next question?
Sir, my question was, suppose if an aircraft has completed its call and said standby in the end, and suppose I want to give a call, so should I, if I have listened that the aircraft has said standby, should I stop my call or can I continue with my call?
Can you say again?
Sir, suppose if Victor Tango, Papa Romeo Tango is giving you a call, and in the end he has said that stand by, and I want to ask for a startup call, and as he said standby, should I stop if I have listened to standby, or should I continue with my call also?
That standby is not for you. That is between them and ATC. It has nothing to do with you. You go ahead with your normal calls and requests with ATC. Okay. You have to do nothing unless ATC tells aircrafts the word stop transmitting. Until then, you are free to transmit your calls whenever the channel is open. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I hope that has you have understood the answer to that, Srijit.
Affirm, sir. Affirm, sir. Correction.
करेक्शन बाद में नहीं बोलते, पहले बोलते हैं. बार बार नहीं बोलूंगा इन चीजों पे अगर आप काम नहीं करोगे तो. You have to be strict with yourself. RT is not that easy to pick up sometimes when you don't follow instructions. When you follow instructions, it becomes easy to understand. So Said, I'm waiting for you to practice calls. Okay. Ayan, I want you to practice calls. Prakhar, I want you to practice calls upfrontly. Kuldeep, you should also do it. Shada, you should do more. Okay. Om, तुम दो चीजें बोलते हो उसमें मैं तुम्हें डांट देता हूँ तो तुम आगे कैसे ही कुछ बोलोगे. यू हैव टू नॉट डू दैट. यू हैव टू लाइक डू इट लाइक ओके सर मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ क्या करना है. प्रेरित, आई वांट यू टू प्रैक्टिस मोर कॉल्स. अच्छे अच्छे की तरह बैठना भी ठीक है बट यू हैव टू यू नो बार्ज इन एंड डू व्हाट यू हैव टू डू. आई वांट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इन यू एंड इन ओम. है तुम में, मुझे देखना है क्लास में. एंड 1 second. So we have Komal. Komal, welcome. I have already introduced you to the class. So please meet everyone and everyone meet Komal. And let's hear what she has to say about her experience with RT. Komal, don't be nervous. I've already told them not to make you uncomfortable.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm not at all nervous. I'm so much excited to talk to everybody. It's really nice to be in the class again and see everyone from any batch. So can we just make this session a little bit interactive? I mean, you are always telling them something and they are so much strictly attending the lectures, and I'm just here to share my experience. So can we just make this session a little bit interactive? Like I can ask something to them and they will just answer something,
Yes,
because
sure.
I'm at their age. I'm not some more than mentor or instructor something.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. You can keep your mic on. If you want, you can just text in the Zoom call. Okay. So I assume that everybody is here is appearing for the RTR exam. So I would like to know in the beginning that what is RTR A, what you know, the full form, and how is your preparation is going on. So can anyone please? Yeah, you can go ahead. Don't raise your hand or anything. I'm not here to anything.
RTR meaning is radio telephony restricted for aviation.
For aviation.
मैंने नहीं पढ़ा है इसको,
Aeronautical.
मैं नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूँ अयान को।
No. See, मैं तो 15-20 minutes के बाद जाने वाली हूँ. You guys be aware that sir और बाद में आप ही रहेंगे. So what are you answering? Just check before you are answering to me. So
yeah, Ayan, go ahead, please finish your answer.
Yeah, anybody try. It's not the aviation you said.
Aeronautical.
Yes, aeronautical. So RTR is stand for radio telephony restricted aeronautical. Okay. So now you know, if you know that WPC, which is Wireless Planning and Coordination Wing, which is the Ministry of Communication of Government of India, conduct this RTR exam and give us the license in India. Okay, now why I have told you this, because each word and each sentence which I have mentioned before is very important for the part 2 of your examination, because everyone will get the same questions regarding this. Okay? So now how will get this license? Now you are preparing for the exam. You know there will be a part 1 which you have to transmit the calls, and the part 2 which is the oral examination. Okay, everybody is aware about that. Anybody want to add something, like what is in the part 1, what is in the part 2? What are your thoughts as you are preparing for the exam? So of course you guys know about it, right? Please guys, why are you so listening and looking at me? I am not someone teacher or over here. I'm just a 20-year-old kid just like you, or maybe older or younger than you. That's it. You can talk to me. What is part 1? What is part 2? What are your thoughts? What have you been preparing for it?
Hi Komal, I'm Shraddha.
Hello?
Hi Komal, can you hear me?
Yes, read you 5. How do you read?
I read you 5.
Well,
My name is Shraddha. So part 1 calls, the examiner will check us for the proficiency of the calls, and the exam is for 25 minutes. And once we are selected in part 1, we'll be called for the part 2, which will be Viva, where they'll be assessing us on our knowledge on RTR A and all other technical things that we need to know as a pilot.
Exactly. So now my experience. Okay, guys, I've attempted twice. In the first attempt, I went from Mumbai to all over Chennai with a full of confidence and everything. And when I went there, when I went to the center, I suddenly got mental pressure because I was the only 19-year-old girl there, and I thought I was the fresher, and everybody was there a pilot, some of them from the defense background, some of them were training pilot. Okay, and due to that pressure, I couldn't perform well. I failed in a part 1 and I came back. So what after that? I got stressed, I got sad, I got nervous, but nothing. I called the LK sir. We talked, we analyzed what were the mistakes. Then we made a proper plan for clearing the exam. And again, I appeared for the second attempt, which was in the Hyderabad. That time, with full of positive mind and calmness, I went to the Hyderabad. Okay, there were also a lot of people. Everybody was asking me. Nothing mattered. In the part one, okay, like I guess sir also mentioned you before that in the part one, they will call out your roll number, they will give you the headset and the question paper, and there will be a chart. Okay, and you only get the 25 minutes. According to the question paper and the chart, you have to write down the answers similarly, and at the same time, you have to transmit that call. Okay. So this is the basic thing of the part one. Now what you have to focus. According to my analysis and sir's, first question and the second question are from the ground calls or the normal call, which you can easily attempt. And the fifth question, which is most important, which you have to practice. And the cutoff, or you can say you can clear the exam, is the 50 marks. So if you practice for these three questions very well and practice side by side the other question, you can easily clear your part. So for after the part one, they will shift you to the another room, and they will not say anything, not the result, nothing. You are under so much stress, under so much paper, what will happen, are we clear or not, nothing. After half an hour, they called me for my part 2. Then I realized, okay, I passed my part 1. So in the part 2, there were two people, one interviewer from the WC and the other one from the DGC. You will also get the two interviewer. Okay, the WPC one will ask you the questions related to the RTR examination, everything related. Just now I asked you what is the RTRA full form. Even if you consider it as the silliest question, but you will make a mistake in one word, they will note it down. So you have to be very precise what you are saying, very descriptive about what you are telling them. And this is for the WPC. If you crack the WPC interview, they will forward you to the DGCA1. DGCA1 will ask you everything about yourself, like your name, your strength, your weakness. What are you studying? Why are you studying? Common questions, and that related to the aviation industry, because already you have the knowledge of the RTR. You passed your part 1, you passed your WPC interview, so they know that you are knowledgeable. But how much you aware about yourself and the aviation industry is equally important to getting the license. So DGCA1 will ask you this kind of question, and this everything will take half an hour or more than 1 hour according to your answering skill. If you answer very well, they will ask you 10 to 12 questions, minimum 15 questions, or if you skip the question, they will go for more number of questions. Okay. So this is the basic structural idea of what is part 1, what is part 2, what I have done, and what you can get from it. So the thing is, start practicing. If you are appearing for this attempt or for any attempt, start practicing for the calls. Start writing down and at the same time transmit the calls. Even if you're alone, even if you're doing something, just make the earphones or headphones, plug in the earphones, headphones, start writing down the call, listen to your call. Because time limit is very short, 25 minutes. We feel now that 25, oh, we can do anything. No, in that pressure, we have to learn the charts also. We have to go through the questions also. So the 25 minutes is less in that time, but you can do more by practicing your skills for the part 1. And for the part 2, read the books, keep the knowledge about everything, even the smallest thing. If I can give you the example, for me, they asked me what is the nautical miles. Nobody asked you what is the nautical mile, but they asked me what is the full form of nautical mile. 1 nautical miles means how much? Anyone can say this is a silly question, but the silliest question can get you the marks and can get you your license. So be aware of each question, small thing. Don't ignore that, okay, this is small, nobody will ask me. Everybody is focusing on that thing instead of focusing on the big things. So start reading, start writing. You have a lot of material, and I can proudly say that you joined this class, and the Alkesh sir is very well helpful. His notes, his teaching skills, his classes attending, everything helped me a lot. So just focus, trust yourself, believe in your studies, believe in sir. If you face any difficulty, just go to sir and say, sir, I don't understand this. You can ask to the sir that how many times I've, like, sir, I don't understand this, sir, can I do it, sir, I'm not getting this, why. So nothing will happen. Just be relaxed, focus on your studies. You are doing really great. You are preparing for the exam, and nothing matter. You will do good in the exam. Okay. And even now, want to talk something. I'm not very much strict. Am I looking so strict and something?
No, they're scared of me. मैंने उनको बोला है कोमल को question नहीं करेंगे. आप Komal, you are not at all scary. I'm just so happy to hear you speak after a long time. Thank you for the kind words for Alkesh sir, but I'm not that happy with Alkesh sir. But I remember exams के पहले कितने हमने chat पे doubts discuss किए exam के एक दिन पहले मैंने मुझे तो याद आ रहा है. And that was excellent. You know, I'm so happy the way you have, you know, you've not just tackled mistakes, you have tackled your mental pressure also, because Komal is someone who has high expectations with herself. So if she is not achieving something, she will be distressed. And to overcome that and to achieve something that we think we could not, second attempt, it was a big thing for everyone. And to battle that and to believe, okay, what we really need is just relax and focus and perform, like she said again and again. So she did it. And she did it. And she's the way you're describing it feels like आप class ले रहे हो 2 साल से. So that is very impressive. Students, feel free to ask any questions if you have. Now she's allowed you to do it, so let her take the risk. I'm not going to be doing anything in between. And we have to set her free jaldi. So please, anybody has anything to ask, feel free to ask, okay? And don't be scared.
Nobody
Shweta,
has
what are you
any
thinking?
question.
Yamuna, what are you thinking?
When I was preparing for the exam, I had a lot of questions. I every time asked something, that how can I write this? How can I do this? Even the full stop, where should I put the full stop? Am doing this? I'm writing this correctly? Am I speaking correctly? Everything. Even I asked the sir that, tell me, how can I say that? Tell me about yourself. This is the question which I asked the sir. And you guys have any question?
सब professionals है, सबको सब कुछ आता है. हाँ. Okay, Komal, I've sent you one question that Ayan has asked. Check on WhatsApp, sorry, Zoom chat. See if you could answer here to this question. Ayan, खुल के पूछो ना. Everybody go on unmute at the same time and let's have a group discussion. 5 minutes.
Okay, I understood. The rate of speech was too much.
Somebody has to read the question.
Yes.
Ayan शर्मा रहे हैं.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि if I'm not able to keep up with the examiner's rate of speech, so can I ask him or she to reduce their rate of speech? Speak slower.
First, if you are appearing for the RTR exam and for the part 1, the examiner will always speak slower. Currently, I am speaking at a higher rate of speech. This is not what we actually do in the exam. So if you feel like he's saying his rate of speech is more, you can ask him. You can ask him for say it again. You can ask him for lower rate of speech or anything. They will not punish you, or they will not say, okay, no, you have to cope up with nothing. You can ask him, nothing will happen, they will cover it. Okay.
So can somebody give an example of this call? Let's say ATC is talking and ATC is saying something and ATC is too fast. So how would the reply be? Anybody wants to try? Anyone apart from Komal, of course?
You can consider me as a ATC because already my rate of speech is so high.
ये क्या होता है ये? अनम्यूट बोला है और किसी ने अनम्यूट नहीं किया है. हाँ, क्या हो रहा है ये?
Sir, we can also say it again, right?
Yes,
Say
yes,
again.
yes.
Sorry, unmute yourself, Komal. By mistake, मैं सबको ask to unmute कर रहा हूँ because I think everybody is habituated to a push. Students, respect the speaker and ask questions. Otherwise, you're not doing what you're supposed to do wherever you are. Okay? कल को मैं किसी और को बुलाऊंगा, आप लोग क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेंगे तो वो आएंगे क्यों? बोलेंगे तेरे बच्चों को क्यों मैं आऊँ तेरे बच्चों के पास, टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं मेरा. There are so many people waiting for my time, my expertise. बात अच्छी बुरे की नहीं है, बात इंटरेक्शन की है. And the speaker told you all I need interaction the moment I started the session. So you have to give interaction. Ayan is giving an interaction. Shatta is giving. Kuldeep is giving. How about others?
Sir, I have one question. So good morning, Komal. I am Prerit. So my question is, apart from studies and calls, how can we deal with our anxiety during taking our calls?
First of all, this question you can ask the sir. He will guide you in a better way. But if you asked me, I've started meditation, first of all. Secondly, if you are preparing for the part 2, 10 to 12 questions. Take 10 to 12 questions. If you can manage more than that, take 10 to 12 questions, revise it, learn it, and ask someone to ask those questions. And try if you are answering correctly or not. If you are fumbling, if you are skipping the sentence, or if you are missing something. So this is for the part 2. And for the part 1, like I said, plug in the headphone, earphone, take out the question, any question, take out the chart, and with the timer on, keep your timer on, and take any random 5 questions and start writing and speaking. Okay. So within the practice, you can go better. And for the anxiety, I would say start meditation, start calming yourself, start telling yourself that, okay, you have prepared so well. And I can say that you are prepared so well if you are now appearing for the exam. Okay. Nothing, just practice it, calm yourself, stay positive. There are a lot of people who are appearing. You are doing so well. There are a lot of people who doesn't need a class. I saw a lot of people who were just studying by themselves and giving their attempts and clearing the exam. So if you are in the class, then you are always ahead of them, and the chances of clearing your exam is more than those people. Okay? So there is nothing about anxiety, nothing about stress. I know it's very tense. I was so much tense before but when you enter the examination center, just tell yourself that you need to focus on the exam, not on your anxiety.
Yeah, this is the only thing which happens to me. Like when I am practicing on my own, or when I'm practicing in class with Alkesh, everything goes good. But as I step in the examination hall, I get so much stress.
What I did in the part 1, in the first attempt, you did the same thing. Try to calm yourself down. Now, why are you so much stressing about yourself? Have you given the exam before, attempted before?
Yeah, I have given this exam twice, and this Hyderabad session is my 3rd attempt.
Then you have a lot of experience. Go on that experience. Avoid all the negative thoughts. Don't think that you are fumbling, your anxiety, you are doing wrong. You are doing nothing wrong. This time, go with the focus, you and your interviewer and you and your examiner. That's it. Do not look here and there what others are doing. Nothing. Okay, you will clear your exam this time. Definitely. Somebody has before turned their video on and then suddenly turned their video off. Why this?
Hi, Komal.
Hello.
My name is Om, and this is my 2nd attempt in Hyderabad. The same thing happened to me. I gave my first attempt in Chennai. I didn't clear part one. Same happened with me. I was very confident, and at the time I put my headset on, something happened to me. I just messed up. I did first three questions I think very well, but fourth question I missed something. Then everything goes wrong. And examiner was so good, but he was speaking too fast. But he was helping me. So, and I was that zone. I was in that zone, so I didn't ask anything in about any his rate of speech or everything. I just gave exam and just I didn't clear. And this is my second attempt in Hyderabad.
So now you know your mistakes and how you're feeling. So you can control that rush and yes.
Do
Same
they give
and with me. Once you put that headphones, you just got blank for the moment. What is happening? Where is this question coming from? But take a deep breath. Just look at the question. If you are not getting any idea looking at the question, then look at the chart. Maybe you will get the ideas because you are similar to the roots. You are not similar to the question. You are similar to the root because there are only 6 charts and we are prepared for the chart very well. So see, look at the chart.
8 charts.
8 charts. I'm sorry, sir. Correction, 8 charts. I've put that back to back now, so I'll count that.
No, actually, in totality, it's just one chart, students. It's all
Yeah,
connected.
it's the one big chart we have
Just
divided
get sectional
into.
charts. Yeah.
Yeah, we divided into better understanding and for the.
नहीं, बच्चे लोग सोचेंगे सर ने इसको कम चार्ज में सिखा के पास किया, हमें ज्यादा में सिखा के कैसे कर रहे हैं, ये ज्यादा मेहनत क्यों करा रहे हैं हमसे. Anyway, jokes apart, Komal, just keep talking with them, but whenever you think you have to leave, say goodbye and you can leave, okay? I wouldn't want to interrupt you. So just wanted to say that.
Anybody would like to share the experience or just talk?
Yeah,
You can
Komal,
talk.
hi to lead this side. So I have a question. Yeah, good morning. Do they give us result if we fail after part one?
Sorry? Say
Do
again.
they give us result if we fail after part one?
Yes. Immediately they will give you the result. They will not announce the result. They will call out your roll number. So according to that, if you are passed, then they will call out your roll number for the part 2. Otherwise, they will ask you to leave. We can leave the room. We have to wait for half an hour or maybe 45 minutes.
So they share your marks, right, with you?
No. You won't get the marks. I mean, in my case or in my attempt, they will not tell you that you scored the 60 marks out of 100, you score the 70 marks. They will have the marks. They will have the mark sheet. They will calculate according to it for the part 2 also, because maybe they have some cutoff or something, but they will not tell you. They will analyze you by your part 1. If some guy is good in the part 1, he can get the low. I mean, I cannot say low, but he can get the minimum questions in the part 2, maybe or maybe not.
Yeah, they'll be easy.
They will be easy or they will be hard. It depends. Part 2 is totally depends on how much you prepare and what the interviewers mind. What's in the interviewer's mind. If interviewers is thinking that, okay, this person is really sharp and I need to do something, he will ask you anything, anyhow. He will turn and twist and ask you, are you aware? Are you sure? Are you correct? Even though you are correct, they will again and again ask you to put more pressure and you will say something. So if you are confident about something, just say, yes, sir, I have read on it. I know this. If I'm not sure, if I am mistaken, I will definitely read on it. Don't say in this stress situation or in the situation, don't change your statement or don't change your answer. You're answering something and you are not answering. If you are thinking that you are not, so just say, I read this, maybe I have mistaken. I will check again and I will correct it. Simple.
Yeah, sure. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Komal Srijit this side. I also had one doubt. How do we improve our writing? Because right now, whenever I'm giving a call, the thing is, I give a call And while writing it, I am getting slower and slower and slower. And in the starting of this class only, sir was like, "Ki, you are sounding a lot like a lazy person." And matlab, how do we improve our writing and stuff in this RTR? And matlab, while talking, how do we improve our writing?
So you are writing and your rate of speech is on the equal level, or you are speaking ahead and then you are writing something?
No, the writing and speaking speed is equal. Rate of speech is equal.
So then you have to improve the both. Even if you have to increase your writing speed, then also you have to work on your speaking also, right? So just before I said, put a timer on. Okay. So you will get your understanding. Before now I said you okay, put a timer on, then you will suddenly keep the 25 minutes of timer and start writing it. Okay. Just put a timer on. First take the 5 questions according to your rate of speech and your writing. Look at the timer that how much time you are taking. Check first. Okay, you are taking 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and then slowly day by day. Okay, for example, now you are taking 40 minutes today at your actual rate of speech and actual writing speed, 40 minutes or 35 minutes. Then tomorrow or day after tomorrow, try to less that 40 minutes, 38 minutes, 37 minutes. Try to control that timing and rate of speech. Give you the timer of the 37 minutes. Your mind and your spirit, okay, we have to write this particular thing in 37 minutes only. Then decrease it 35 minutes, then to 30 minutes. So your mind, your brain will work accordingly that. Once your mind, it can get suddenly by 40 to 25. It is really hard. You cannot say that, okay, now I'm speaking slow and suddenly from tomorrow onwards, I'll go and speak in the 25 minutes. No, you have to do according to the step by step. So take 37 minutes, then 35 minutes, then 30 minutes, and you will get to know, okay, how much better I'm doing. Or tell sir to do the things. Or anyone, if you have any friends or anyone in your group who is appearing for the exam with you, ask him or her to check out the timing. Okay, thank you.
This is like, यही तो नहीं हो रहा मुझसे. Is it exactly the solution? What she's giving is exactly what maybe you don't know how to do. So here, I think for you, accepting is something that you have to convince your mind first, and then I think it will act easily. Simple.
Yes, sir.
I am aware how to break calcified thought forms in a person, and I think I'm very happy that I know, because it really helps me a lot to change my bad habits or mistakes myself. So if you just follow what I'm saying and what she's saying and believe that, okay, that's what I need to do. First, I need to understand there's nothing wrong with me. I just need to do certain things some way to get better results. So what are those things? How do I differentiate? So she's right about one strategy you can spend by yourself. Timer, record, listen, and then improve. That is one thing you can ideally do once and experiment for yourself. But that is not needed actually, because your live calls are like the recording and analysis that you would do is by me being done. So even if you could work on the feedback that I'm giving you directly, it will work. If you cannot try to do it, then you should say, sir, मेरे से हो नहीं रहा है, कैसे करेंगे? And I'll help you with that also. But at least you have to show something that I've understood and I'm trying. यहाँ पे क्या होता है, मुझसे नहीं हो रहा, मेरा गलती नहीं है, मैं क्या करूँ? अगर वो होता है ना, तो हमें सीखने में टाइम लगता है जनरली. And it doesn't mean we are wrong or we are right. It's just about अभी प्रेरित नर्वस हो रहा है, उसको पता है, वो उसको सिर्फ वो नर्वसनेस ब्रेक करनी है, बिकॉज मॉक कॉल्स बहुत अच्छे ही करता है वो. ओम हैट्स ऑफ कॉल्स देता है मुझे, ओम भी वही बोल रहा है, यार वहां मैं नर्वस हो जा रहा हूँ. सो वो उनका इनर बैरियर है जो उनको ही क्रॉस करना है. दैट इज हाउ वी अचीव सक्सेस एवरीवेयर. दीज एग्जाम्स आर लाइक दैट. हमें पता नहीं है, हमने उस हिसाब से कभी पढ़ा नहीं है, बट अब पढ़ रहे हैं. समझ रहे हो आप? अब आगे जाके आप एक लंबे टाइम तक स्टूडेंट्स रहने वाले हो. Whenever you are a professional pilot, you're always a student somewhere. So ये टेक्निक अभी से ले लो और अभी के बारे में मत सोचो. 3 महीने 6 महीने बाद के बाद सोचो आपकी पर्सनालिटी में कितना इंप्रूवमेंट आएगा. रिजल्ट्स तो बाय डिफॉल्ट मिल जाएंगे आप. समझ रहा? सो आप लोग करोगे ही नहीं तो होगा कैसे? तो आपको करना कैसे है, अवेयर रहना है, मैं ऐसा हूँ मुझे वैसा करना है, चलो मैं कुछ अलग करता हूँ। चलो मेरे को डांस नहीं आता, कब जब तक नहीं आता जब तक मैं ट्राई नहीं करूंगा, समझ रहे हो आप? मैं ट्राई करूंगा, मुझे डांस नहीं आता, फिर मैं सीख के डांस करूंगा, देखो हो गया डांस, है ना? इतना तो कर ही रहा हूँ मैं, अभी बैठे बैठे लग रहा है ना अभी ये डांस हो रहा है, उसके पहले नहीं लग रहा था डांस हो रहा है। ट्राई कर रहा हूँ ना मैं कुछ अलग करने का, ऐसे भी नहीं हो रहा, ऐसे भी नहीं हो रहा, बट एक रिदम कर रहा हूँ तो हो रहा है, ऐसे लगे कोई भजन कर रहा हूँ मैं, वो भी डांस ही हो गया ना एक। ऐसे 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 क्या हरे राम हरे कृष्णा चलता है बॉम्बे में बहुत। See if you have any more questions. I think she'll be gone in some time. I'm not sure आज क्या कमिटमेंट है कोमल का, but still I'm so impressed कोमल, like हाँ,
Thank you,
मेरे
sir.
तो आंखों में आंसू आ रहे हैं खुशी के। अच्छा है मैंने शेड्स पहन रखे हैं, बच्चे देख लेते तो उनको पता चल जाता सर को कैसे रुलाना है। उसैद क्या सोच रहे हो, एनीथिंग यू वांट टू आस्क? डर लग रहा है उसैद को तो, मुझसे डर लग रहा है, कोमल से लग रहा है।
सर आपसे सर।
मैं चला जाता हूँ क्लास से, थोड़ी देर आप लोग बात कर लो।
ना सर।
नहीं आई एम नॉट किडिंग। तो कैसे पता चलेगा मैं हूँ कि नहीं हूँ? एक ही तरीका है, मैं यहाँ से गायब हो जाता हूँ, है ना? चलो कोमल, you talk to them, I'll be gone 5 minutes and then you leave whenever, and
Yes.
students once she leaves she'll give you a 15-minute break, वो ब्रेक ले लेना आप लोग, ठीक है? और मुझे मैसेज कर दो टाइम ब्रेक का।
Yes. Sir, I'll
Good.
inform you that I'll leave by 12. So after 12,
या 12:20 तक आप लोग ब्रेक ले
12:20
लेना, ठीक है?
तक they will get the break.
Yeah, I'm going, okay? I hope I don't miss much fun, but you all have fun.
Good morning, Komal.
Good morning.
Niharika this side.
Hello.
Hi. So actually, I'm electronics engineering student.
Okay.
So can I expect question from this course in part 2?
Definitely a lot of questions. I mean, not such a deep one, okay? But if the interviewer is aware about the things, even means like for me, I was doing the graduation and they asked me what were the subjects for your semester 1. So the silly questions, or you can try the basic questions and just go with your what you are studying and just tell them. Simple.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I just had one more question.
Yes, please.
After the examiner says go to next question,
Mhm.
how much time we can take to attend the next call or the next question? Because it's my first attempt, I don't know much about it.
Okay. So once you complete your first answer or any answer, they will ask you if you are first, if you are appearing for the first, they will ask you, are you done with your question? If you will say yes, then he or she will say go ahead. So once he will say go ahead, you cannot get back to that question. You have to go ahead only. You have to go for the appear for the second question, third question, or any question. One more thing I want to add, if you are good with the first, if you read, first of all, you read the question paper, right? When you get the question paper, you will read. You know you are good with the question 1, question 2. You are struggling for the question 3, then again for the question 4 and 5. So if you think that you will get stuck between the question 4, and if you are feeling confident about the question 4, 5 or 4, or any one question, if you are getting stuck in between, you can simply skip that question. You can ask the examiner for go ahead. I am not so sure about this question, to not get stuck and do not waste your time. Appear quickly, attempt first question, quickly attempt second question. If you are not sure about the third question, but you are definitely sure about the fourth and the fifth question, say that I'm not sure about this question, can we go ahead? So if he will ask you again, he will reassure, then he will say go ahead. Then quickly attempt for the question 4 and question 5, because each question has 20 marks and passing score is 50. So if you are confident about remaining 4 questions, then why you are wasting your time on one question, right? This is the basic student strategy.
Can I attend the third question in the end?
No. You have to go sequence wise only. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. You cannot shift first, then attempt second, then go for the fifth. You cannot do that. Either you increase your speed, timing, or you can simply skip the question.
Okay.
For the first attempt, we have a lot of questions, right? Second, third, we know the experience है, देखा हुआ है, headphones मिलते हैं. For the first attempt, we don't know. We'll go there like, oh, so many people. You have to wear the headphone, and sound is coming from the headphone. How do you read? How do you read? How do you read? Right? The
In,
experienced one can relate this better.
in part 2, will they ask questions from 11th and 12th
No, not much.
max physics?
No, no, no. Just what you did. Maybe they will ask your college, science, stream, science, commerce, or anything. That's it. Nothing more.
Hi, Komal. Will we have to pick the charts, or else they'll give the chart that is necessary for the questions?
Yes, they will give you the charts, and maybe I guess they are keeping the charts according to the question paper. So you don't have to go. In my attempt, they kept the chart number 6 or 7 and the questions from the same. So you don't have to go through all the and search there. So it's better to not carry your charts. They will give you the charts.
Okay, so the chart will be mentioned.
Sorry?
So the chart number will be mentioned in the question?
Yes. Chart number in the question paper, I guess no. But on the top, they will mention. In some question paper, they will mention. Some of my friends got that they mentioned the number. In my time, they didn't mention. So we cannot say that. I guess it depends according to the center. For the Delhi attempt, they are not keeping or they are keeping. For me, when I attempted Hyderabad session, they didn't put on the number. So you can see what's your.
But either way, we'll need not have to select the chart. No, they'll give the chart, right? The chart that is needed. Like I'm asking, like based on the questions, should we have to select the chart among the 8 charts, or else they'll give the chart that is needed?
Sometimes they will put all the charts in front of you and they will give the question paper. So according to route, you have to trace the which chart is suitable for your question and answer. Or in some centers, they will give you the single chart according to your question paper. So I cannot say this conformly that okay, you will get the chart number with the question paper or not, but you must be prepared and aware about the routes and go through the charts. So even the questions are asked and the numbers will not be there, you can easily identify which question or which route and which the chart number is.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Anything else, guys? I need to leave in the 2 minutes, so you have last 2 minutes. Anybody would like to share something? Their previous
Hi, Komal.
experience. Hello.
Hi, Komal. My name is Jayprakash.
Hello. Good morning. 42 minutes is good morning.
Okay. Actually, I have a last attempt, Chennai attempt. But I am not appearing the like RTR. But how to confident 100% is concentration, like subjects or everything. I think actually I am everything I understand, but I am not able to speak English fluently.
So you are feeling underconfident because of the English. You are
Yeah,
feeling that.
actually, yes, no. Yes, ma'am. Actually, my now 69 last attempt and reg 66 and metrology 68. Not 100% as show through myself.
First, why are you feeling that the English is very important? Means for the part 1 and part 2, yes, it is important. But what we have to do in the part 1, we just have to give the cause. We do not have to give any speech to add a English thing. So if you are better in your questions and answers thing, you do not need to worry about your English because you have already practiced a lot of time before that questions, right? If I ask you the position call, give me a position call. You know what you have to mention. 4Ws and everything. So for the flight level, do you need English for telling them that the flight level this? Do you need English? Any specific English you have to focus on something or you have to read a lot of novels to create? No. There are some pattern. So you just focus on that questions and the answers what you are appearing. Don't think that English will not get you select or English is something they will judge and will not give you the license. You can definitely clear your exam. If you are not getting some ideas in the English while the part 2, speak something in the English, explain a little bit in the Hindi and again switch back to the English. Nobody will gonna judge you that, oh, why did he say in the Hindi, then will not give the license. Nothing will happen. Say 1-2 sentence in the English. If you are not getting third sentence, switch to the Hindi, again switch back to the English. But mainly focus on the English and mainly do not worry that you are not have that much idea about it because you have appeared for 2-3 times, I guess, and on that experience you can easily clear your exam. So be just confident that I have studied a lot and on my studies and on my experience I am going to clear this exam. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to badge your party, students. I thought 12 बज गए कोई relieve करने आना चाहिए कोमल को. I thought she left, but
No,
she's still here. Hats off. Thank you so much, Komal. क्या चल रहा है? आपको जाना नहीं है 12 बजे? Are
yeah,
you?
we were having nice conversation, just chit chat with some people.
Did Usaid talk to you?
Did he? I
Usaid,
guess yes.
बात की तुमने? गायब
Yes, everybody talk, even the Victor Tango, Zulu Alpha Yankee, right?
तो थोड़ी देर में तो पूरा एकदम लेट जाना है वो जहाँ पे बैठा है जैसे भी बैठा. So I hope you all had some information, students. I can sense some students thinking some information that Komal said might not be relevant, but you are wrong to think like that. I'm telling you again and again, if that's how you're thinking, you're wrong. What she's saying is absolutely what it is all about. And Komal, I'm so proud of you that,
Thank you so much, sir.
I mean, if I was thinking you would share good experience with them at this level, then you've done that like big time. And I'm so happy and proud. Like,
Yes, sir.
बाकी कोई पास होना हो आपने आज जो किया उससे मैं इतना खुश हो गया हूँ. हफ्ता भर तो मेरा अच्छा चलने वाला. See, students, if my students are not happy, I'm not happy. I cannot sleep. When I get results that मेरा नहीं हुआ, for a week I cannot sleep because I know I'm not doing something that's my job to do. I don't blame you all anytime. But I also see that there are these learnings that you have to take, otherwise you will not clear. And I cannot do much there, but keep guiding you and be there with you. So you should not worry. You should follow your training. तुम बस जाओ और करो. Remember this cricketer Surya Kumar Yadav, he is so successful, but he was out on first ball ducked 3 times and the whole world was mocking him. All of a sudden, a guy who's going sky is down. What happened? Did he lose his position? Did he not get a chance to play again? He got and he started playing again the same way. But what happens in his place, if I am there or you are there, we'll go depressed. They don't go depressed because they have coaches, they have mental coaches, they have cricket coaches, they have physical fielding, bowling, but they tell them, बेटा कोई बात नहीं, तू 10 बार 0 पे आउट हो चल जाएगा, तू तेरा मोजो मत ब्रेक कर. Mojo is your rhythm. You believe in your training, you believe in your skill, you believe in your experience. That's it. That's why so many players, आज जो लोग नाम कमा रहे हैं क्रिकेट में, वो बेचारे 10-20 इनिंग से सक्सेसफुल ही नहीं थे बेचारे, but somebody believed in them, right? And today the whole world is at their feet. What will happen tomorrow if he goes again, he makes us lose a match? People will criticize him. Will he be affected? No, he'll still play. He'll still smile, still make money doing ads, because if he breaks down, his career will break down. The world can accept he cannot do it, but the day he accepts he cannot do it, his name will be gone forever. You don't know, but high achievers go through high stresses. You don't see that because they don't show it to you, but people close to them, they know it, they see it. So आप अपने आप को अकेले नहीं समझना है, आपको समझना है मुझे इसको पार करना है. That's it. Anxiety, nervousness, fear, and all these things can easily be tackled, and the answer is here in yourself. Look at the mirror and you'll find the answer. The key to crack it is knowledge, and there is knowledge. We have knowledge. That's it. So don't be worried about these things, but follow everything that Komal is saying, other than things that I have not heard. So no verification there. वो तुम्हारे रिस्क पे है, मुझे नहीं पता क्या हुआ, एंड ना मैं सुनने वाला हूँ रिकॉर्डिंग में भी. आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू ऑल दैट प्राइवेसी. So Komal, anything else before you leave? And
I just hope they enjoyed this, and thank you for this opportunity, for inviting me. And it's nice to being again in the class. Even in the class, I was a little shy girl, but this time I felt really good. So thank you, sir.
My pleasure, Komal, and you're welcome. I don't know, I could give you a reward right now. कुछ है नहीं, मेरा एक पुराना reward दे दूं क्या? Momento for a speaker. Anyone?
Thank you.
You can share this, okay? So as a memento, I'm giving this to her. अब हम लोग इसको कभी मिलेंगे तो इसको rotate करेंगे. Okay? So next time if you are meeting, I'll give this to you. Keep.
Yes.
The next time you will meet me, give it back to me.
Definitely, sir.
Chalo. Students will take a break and we'll meet at 12:20 everyone, and we'll start with the aerodrome calls that we have to do. Komal, thank you so much. And students, please थोड़ा fresh होके आना है, ठीक है? जल्दी आ जाओ. आई थिंक आप लोग 12:30 आ जाओ, कुछ खा पी के आ जाओ, फिर सीधा लंच ब्रेक ही लेंगे हम लोग. 1 घंटे के सेशन करेंगे, फिर सीधा लंच ब्रेक ले लेंगे. ओके, सो 12:30 एवरीबडी कम बैक, डोंट बी लेट. कोमल, थैंक यू सो मच.
Yes. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye. I'll take you early.
मैं जाऊंगा तो ही बात करेंगे आपसे वो लोग. स्टूडेंट्स, आई विल सी यू 12:30 एवरीवन. ओके, खा पी के आ जाओ फटाफट, and we'll learn at a stretch all the room calls that we have to do. Students, welcome back. Let's get started. I think a couple of students are not there. I would want some acknowledgement if you're back, students. And let's going. Let's get going. Kanishk is also joining in. Kuldeep कहाँ है? Kuldeep नहीं है. Shraddha is here. Ayan, Prerit, Srijit, Jaiprakash, Om, Kanishk. Yamuna is also here. Yamuna, do you have any question? Anything? You haven't spoken. I haven't heard you. Call भी हमने practice नहीं किया आपका.
Negative, sir.
ठीक है. So yesterday we spoke about obtaining ATC information. I'll just show you the screen. Let's revise and let's get going from there. Students, I hope you all can hear me. I'm not able to hear. Say something, someone. There's no noise. So I'm not sure if the communication is open two ways.
Mumbai ground, Victor Tango, Papa Romeo Tango. How do you read?
Can someone say something? Prerit, say something.
Mumbai ground, Victor Tango, Papa Romeo Tango. How do you read?
Radio 1 Victor Tango Oscar Mike Wolf. Radio 1.
Radio 1, sir.
Radio 1, sir.
All stations, all stations.
Radio 5, Victor Tango.
Radio
Alpha
5,
Yankee.
sir.
Radio 5, sir.
Radio 5.
Radio 5, sir.
All stations, all stations. So you, but I think this one will have background noise. External. All stations, Mumbai Control, how do you read?
Radio 5, Victor Tango, Sierra Hotel Tango.
I think
Radio
this
5,
is
Victor Tango. Alpha Yankee.
this is better, right?
Affirm,
Victor
sir.
Tango.
Good. So track 00020 correction 179er, all easterly will have odd flight levels. That's the semicircular rule. The separation would be as per VSM or RVSM. If it's an RVSM airspace, then it will be 1000, 2000 feet. 1000 opposite direction, 2000 feet, same directions. Remember that. So after 210, the next available flight level would be, if you're following RVSM, would be 230 or 2 odd. 220 will be 1000 feet. It would be reciprocal traffic. Although RVSM starts from flight level 290 to flight level 410. So after 290, the next flight level you will get would be 310. After that, 330. After that, 350. Odd to odd, even to even becomes much more easier when we do RVSM. Remember that Remember what happens at transition layer and what happens at transition altitude. Remember the specifics we spoke about yesterday, very important. And then, yeah, calls to aerodrome was something that we were doing. Okay, so we'll continue from there. Departure clearance and departure clearance compliance. We had Shraddha giving in us the call and ATC information. Somebody had taken it. Remind me who was it? And somebody had complied with also. So 3 students had practiced. Please raise your hand. All 3 students who had practiced these 3 calls yesterday. Kanishk, which one had you done? Shraddha, which one had you done? One by one, tell me.
Mumbai Control, Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Romeo, I obtained departure clearance.
To obtain departure clearance, yes.
Sir, I did the first one. Victor Tango Kilo Alpha Papa.
You have not yet renamed yourself on Zoom. Are you struggling to do so?
No, sir, it automatically shows my name. I
So
don't know how to fix
you
it like
click on your profile
permanently.
3 dots and you can always change it like I have done it when you start the session. It's simple. Srijit, you can remove your name. You can just keep your call sign from future.
Right, sir.
And you can use your personal call signs to practice right now so that it's easy for me to track who's done what. Okay. And who did compliance? Muskan, is it? Was it Muskan who did compliance? Okay. Kuldeep had a question, sir. Headwind component hai ya question में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं दिया है. If question has not much of a detail, then how do I decipher? What do I understand? We spoke about that. We spoke about these little basic situational awareness based upon the segments of flight, we can say. So we have covered segments of flight in one of our lectures where we understand. So it's very important for you to understand the segments of flight. Then we spoke about departure clearance. We spoke about the impact of headwind, tailwind. Not tailwind, but headwind. Tailwind will push you. Suppose you have a TAS of 400 knots in this direction, and if you have tailwind component, let's say 20 knots, okay, wind vector. So your ground speed becomes 400 plus 20, 420. So your arrivals and everything become revised, but early, not delayed. So sometimes you can be early, sometimes you can be late. Or in order to account to stay on schedule in this situation, what do? You reduce your TAS by 380 so that with 20 headwind, you still have 400 knots. So that way you'll end up saving some fuel also and you would reach on time also. No point in reaching early if they are not ready, if the aerodrome is not ready to collect you. So there are multiple ways you can actually understand situations as you grow as a pilot. You would basically know these things. You'll be like, "Arey, ye to mera daily ka hai." But as these things are not given to you in experience, you have to remember that. So after departure clearance, we did make a list. Where is the list? So we had this flight plan. We did 3 calls on this flight plan. Yeah, this list I want everybody to be thorough with. Calls related to the aerodrome, ATC information or ATS, DATS, departure information, ATC information, departure information, clearance and compliance, startup procedures. Okay. We'll talk a little about startup procedures, pushback, taxi, takeoff, aerodrome traffic circuit, final approach and landing. Is there anything else other than final approach and landing? Anybody can think about anything else that is related to our aerodrome? We are talking about calls related to the aerodrome. On the aerodrome, you have your parking bays, you have your runways, you have your taxiways. We don't talk about them this way. We talk about it in such a way where we say apron area, movement area, maneuvering area. I want today, end of the day, your task is to send me definitions of 3 of these areas. Movement area, apron area, and maneuvering area. Okay. Yesterday, I had updates from 3 to 4 students, and I'm very happy. Very happy that you're actually following and doing it. Kanishk, Prakhar, good job. Sushita had done it. Muskan had done it. Couple of more students have done it. I'm not taking their name right now. Good job. But not everybody has.
Sir,
So still
sir, on ground,
are yet to
sir,
do.
on ground, we also did high power and ideal power startup with the Angelo formula.
Yeah, it will come under startup only. But you can make a side note, students, that ground engine run-ups, idle, and what is the other one? High power run-up could also be a thing that you need to be careful about. We'll talk about it. We need to know that, okay, high power run-up, do I know how to take a call? If no, then you should talk to me. Sir, मेरे को नहीं आता call कैसे लेना है. Of course, I'll be like, why did you not study it before? Why did you not focus before? But irrespective, you should be aware of these things. So they will come under startup only. Okay. They'll come under engine startup procedures only. Idle power run up, high power run up.
Sir, can dispersal call be the 9th one?
Dispersal as in what?
Dispersal after landing, vacating the runway and going to the stands or apron.
It's not called dispersal, but that comes under final approach and landing and taxi back to apron. So after final approach and landing, if we have to say something with respect to dispersal, we say taxi back to apron. That's it. After we have parked the aircraft, switch off the engines, ATC doesn't talk to us about passenger offloading at all. Okay. We are parked, have a good day, something or the other informal thing pilots do. That's it.
Sir, what if we abort the land correction takeoff?
That will be a part of takeoff procedures.
Okay.
Good question, students. Good thinking. Thinking out of the box. I like it. Keep thinking. Keep adding. Yamuna, make some noise. Niharika, make some noise. Prakhar, make some noise. Ayan, make some noise. Om, make some noise. Prerit, make some noise. प्रेरित आप वीडियो बंद रखो, आवाज ज्यादा करो आज, ठीक है? बहुत टाइम से आप वीडियो रखते हो. Usad, I want you to make noise.
Sir, what about arrival report?
Arrival report, final approach and landing. After landing, arrival report. Very good. Good thinking, students. Zai Prakash, sit straight and keep your video on.
Sir, emergency procedures?
Depends where you're facing emergency. If startup, then startup. In air, then not a part of aerodrome. During landing, then landing. Simple. Any kind of emergency can happen anywhere. So it will fall under that category with priority of the type of emergency. Think. Whenever I feel my throat is going to act bad, I have these tablets. They fix me before I can fall sick. So I'm being very, very alert. So that's what I take.
Departure report?
Departure report can be given after takeoff. So it's not an aerodrome call.
Roger.
It's not to do with aerodrome. It's to do with initial climb phase. We can give the departure report. Good thinking. Departure report. Can anyone tell me whom do we give the departure report?
Destination radio. Like
yes, sir. Sir, to
FIR.
destination radio.
Destination radio. Very good.
Sir, passenger announcement.
Say again.
Passenger announcement.
Passenger announcement can be a call made on aerodrome or in air. Okay. Anywhere you can make passenger announcements. By default, you have to make 3 to 4 passenger announcements as a compulsory announcement for any pilot flying. One is to welcome and give slide details about the flight plan, altitude, weather. One call should be given mid-flight, midway, where you tell them about the progress. And then the third would be before arrival. And last could be during landing if you want to, but it's not needed if you do it before arrival and before landing. Okay, so generally the only PA that will happen on aerodrome would be a PA announcement to announce for any departures or a welcome introduction call. That's it. Only those two PA announcements could happen on ground, idly. Good thinking. I'm liking it. Very good, students.
Sir, will radar vectoring and flight following also come in landing and final approach, or is it a different?
Radar vectoring and what?
Radar vectoring and flight following.
Flight following.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by flight following?
They give us information about the traffic around us and the position they are able to see about us on their radars, and it is basically similar to radar vectoring only.
See, if you are on ground during taxi or startup and if you need help with ground radar or radar vectoring, then that call will happen on aerodrome. Generally, radar vectoring mostly can happen when you are in air and you're lost. So both ways, if the airport has ground movement radars, then they can help you with, but on ground, if you're lost, generally they will send a follow me vehicle. They will ask you to wait. So it will not be majorly radar vectoring if you're on ground. But for you to take care of all the other traffics, if you're informed to keep a lookout, then you do a lookout. So it's instruction given to you, which can be given to you when you're on ground, but it's not a call that you will make. Radar vectoring on ground is very unlikely to happen. If you're lost and you need some assistance on ground, you ask for a follow me vehicle. So I think likeliness of that happening is very less on aerodrome calls. In a commercial environment, what you follow at your flying school in training environment is very informal and very different from what you will do in RT exams and real life. So keep those two things separate and learn the differences and common things and keep them away is what you'll have to do in your position. Don't let them contradict each other. It's like that. After final approach and landing, I want you to add this. Add go around. So somebody aborts the landing because the runway is occupied, because the runway has some other aircraft, because the runway is not suitable, or because there's some calamity on the airport. Whatever happens, you're on finals and you decide not to land. The reason could be that your co-pilot has increased the throttle and you're too high for your approach speed. Or maybe you're going to undershoot, you're too low on the glide path, too high on the glide path. Or maybe you're not meeting the center line due to heavy crosswinds. Anything, missed approach and go around procedure is not an emergency distress call. It's a basic thing that keeps happening unless it's associated with any other traffic or emergency. In this case, after final approach and landing, if you have anything to do with go around, it's a call related to your aerodrome control for aircrafts. Okay. What was that term Srijit was using to offload the passengers and all? That will come after landing, in sequence after landing. What happens after landing? You request instructions to vacate the runway. You request taxi to apron. That's it. So they'll tell you which exit way to take from the runway and what taxiway to follow and which is your parking bay. Your gate will be announced. Most of the times the gate is pre-planned, so they will know which gate to be assigned to you the moment you land. They will give it to you. Sometimes it can change also.
So is sector flying related to aerodrome calls?
Yes, sometimes. In order to fly for a sector, you will make the call before you take off. Most of the times. If not, if you have taken off and during your initial climb, you realized your flaps are not operational, or there is some major error where you need to come back and land, and you realize the aircraft is too heavy for landing, then we can request for a sector. I can say 50-50 aerodrome, 50 not required to be an aerodrome traffic call also. But there is another definition in your booklets called in the vicinity of aerodrome. and aerodrome traffic. Keep a lookout for these terms. There's a definition that will tell you what is referred by aerodrome traffic. It's a very nice definition. You can add it to your to-do discs and send it to me, students. Sector flying sometimes can be requested on aerodrome before takeoff for VOR calibration, for search and rescue, for training flight, for ILS calibration, and other such reasons, for flood, for mineral survey flight, or something like that, that you have to just fly and come back from where you're going. Those calls will be on ground, aerodrome. Sometimes when you are taking off or you are approaching and you realize you cannot land or you have to land, whatever the reason is, if you cannot land directly, you need a sector to burn some fuel to keep the aircraft light, or you need sector to wait for the runways to be open and clear for you also. Sometimes holding patterns could be given to you to wait. Sometimes sectors can also be given to you to wait in real time. So partially on ground, it can happen, sector flying. So that will be before takeoff procedures then. Before takeoff procedures or during takeoff procedures, at max, you have to talk about your sector. And last, you can put essential aerodrome information. In case you want to know about alternate runways, active runways, or minimum sector altitudes, or wind, or anything else about the aerodrome. Anything that is essential. Everyone with me? We have an input in the chat box. The recent crash which happened in Mumbai, I saw an aircraft was on finals which took 90-degree right turn 1 minute after the crash happened. And all the aircrafts were holding for 30 minutes. Then they were diverted to different airports. Another aircraft which was on short finals initiated go around. I saw all this on flight radar. So the aircraft behind the crash aircraft was given a deviation 90-degree to the right because they were on finals, missed approach go around procedure. That misapproach would be a little different because the runway would not be available for some time till the crash aircraft is released. Generally, when you don't have any other crash traffic on the aircraft, but for some reason you have to do missed approach and go around, that procedure is there on your standard arrival charts. So you just follow that procedure, follow the ATC pattern, and try to land again in sequence. That is how automated everything is, automatic or automated. But in this case, because the runway would be not available for a lot of time, this immediate aircraft was given go to right and probably given a sector or a holding pattern again. And the next aircraft that was on short finals definitely also did a go around and got into another one. All other aircrafts who were going to land were given 30 minutes or so holding patterns minimum that they could before they have to go to a alternate, because it would take a lot of time to get the crashed aircraft out. So probably they would think if they can open the alternate runway, but they realize no, it's a big issue. We have to, so they will divert it to Aurangabad, sometimes Hyderabad also, if not Aurangabad. Generally, I have seen Mumbai traffic being sent to Hyderabad also. So it's like when you're flying, everything is just next door actually. It's not that far. By road also, I can reach Hyderabad 12 hours. So plane, you know how easy and fast it would be. Good. So let's focus on a few startup calls. The first and the foremost thing that I want you to remember about startup calls is keep an open mind to a reply or a response that can be given to you by the ATC. Don't just blindly say something that you have mugged up and ratified. Ayan is adding, diverted to Vadodara, Surat and Goa. So I'll give you an updated diagram of ATC circuit. Okay. Make sure you're well versed and thorough with it. It's a simple diagram. Okay. You'll make a runway and you'll make direction of flight. Okay. This is our direction of flight. So you have these, a closed circuit like this. Okay. So you get the arrow. Now I want you all to verbally tell me what word could I put where. So I have finance, I have base leg, I have downwind, I have late downwind, and I have takeoff leg, and I have crosswind leg. So if this is my flight direction and if this is my runway, where do I put finals? Can I
Here,
put
sir.
finals here?
Yes, sir.
How many saying
Yes, sir.
Affirm.
Yes, sir.
Affirm. Very good, Yamuna. So where do I put base leg? Can I put base leg here?
No, sir. Negative.
Negative, sir.
Negative, sir.
Usaid?
Negative.
Negative, sir.
Base leg कहाँ आएगा? Base leg यहाँ आएगा?
Affirm, sir.
Affirm.
Affirm, sir.
Affirm.
Very good. कुलदीप, late downwind कहाँ आएगा बताओ? यहाँ आएगा कि यहाँ आएगा? कि यहाँ
So
आएगा?
late down.
यहाँ आएगा?
So the first question mark.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody agrees? Is it correct?
Affirm.
Yes, sir.
Affirm,
Affirm.
sir.
Affirm, sir.
Affirm, sir.
Affirm.
Simple, right? Down में double n आ जाएगा. And this one is then downwind. Generally, in your manual, you'll find only one downwind, which will be in center, like this. So somebody saying this is downwind is also correct. Someone saying downwind, late downwind is also correct. Remember. Okay. Base leg has no other variations. Finals has certain variations, we know. We have short finals. We have long finals. Can anyone tell me how much is for short finals? The
Sir, 4
distance from
kilometers.
touchdown.
4
2
nautical
nautical
miles.
4
miles.
nautical miles.
किलोमीटर
nautical
कौन बोल
miles.
रहा है? So 0 to 2 nautical miles, I have short finals. 0 to 4 nautical miles, I have finals. And 4 to 8 nautical miles, I have
Long.
long finals. Okay. Short final, final, long final. As a rule, anything that goes wrong on finals, initiate a missed approach and go around procedure. The call is very simple. Any tower. Tower is one constant ATC you will get at all aerodromes. Anything to do with runway will go to tower. If I have, say, let's say another aircraft backtracking. Let's say there's a aircraft backtracking when I am on finals. How would my call be? Logical call would be I inform the ATC, tell them I'm on finals for this runway so-and-so time, and I see another aircraft on this runway, and I'm going to initiate missed approach and go around procedure. That's it. So the call would go like this. Mumbai Tower, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, finals, runway 27. See another aircraft backtracking on runway 27. Initiating missed approach and go around procedure. Request further instructions. Boeing 737 Heavy. IFR Delhi to Mumbai. If you want, you can add a few more things in the call, but you have to be this comfortable in taking the call and understanding the situation. If you have written the call, can someone give me a readback of the call? Nobody wrote it? तो मैं इतनी धीरे धीरे क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? आपके लिखने के लिए बोल रहा हूँ मैं. Please write down that call. On finals, you see an aircraft backtracking. That's the question. I gave you the calls. Yes, Shraddha, go ahead.
Mumbai Tower, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo. On finals, runway 27, see another aircraft backtracking on runway 27, initiating missed approach and go around procedures. IFR, Delhi to Mumbai, Boeing 787 Heavy.
Very good. Good readback. This speed I want in all your live calls. The one with which you gave readback. This is excellent. You have a benchmark for yourself, Shraddha.
Roger.
So, two more positions. What do we call this position? We can call this position as takeoff leg. Generally, it's not defined in the manual, but we can add it. This final is nothing but your crosswind leg. Why do we call it crosswind leg? Because if we are using this direction of flight for my runways, then I assume that I have a dominant headwind component. Okay. So if I have a dominant headwind component for this headwind component, this becomes a crosswind. So this, my direction of flight means my dominant wind component right now is this direction. So this here becomes crosswind for the wind direction. So for me, it will become a crosswind, probably coming from right to left, depending upon whether I have a left hand ATC circuit or right hand ATC circuit. Left hand means all turns in the circuit would be left. Right means all turns would be right. How do you judge whether it's left or right? You see, focusing on the direction of light, whether your circuit is on the left or on the right. Now picture yourself on finals and tell me, this circuit, is it on left or is it on right? Second, check whether all the turns are left or right, and then tell me whether it's left-hand circuit or right-hand circuit.
Left-hand circuit. It was the
It's a left-hand circuit, but then it will be
So
अच्छे
left
से
hand
खुल के
circuit.
आंसर दो. इंटरप्ट हो रहा है तो जिसने पहले बोला उसको बोलने दो, फिर आप बोल दो, खत्म. या एक दूसरे को बोल सकते हो. कुलदीप बोल सकता है, ओम पहले आप बोल लो, फिर मैं बोल लेता हूँ. फाइनल मेरे को एक्टिविटी चाहिए और फास्ट चाहिए. सो या, यू आर डूइंग गुड स्टूडेंट्स. Do you all realize how to determine left-hand circuit, right-hand circuit? Now I want everyone to give me quickly within 2 minutes a rough diagram of an ATC circuit for runway 0980. This is realistic 270, okay? Iska opposite runway direction hoga, direction of flight, on a right-hand circuit. Okay? So all turns will be right, and from your direction of flight, the all circuit will be on the right. Two ways to notify or note or realize what type of ATC circuit I have. And send it. Send it on, if you can, Zoom, WhatsApp chat is fine. Or meeting group chat, it's okay. Don't send anything there right now. And I want everyone to answer. Everyone means everyone. Even Yarika, Shraddha, Prakhar, Kanesh, not just 2 people. समझ रहे हो ना इस चीज को students? You have to do it, everybody. Jai Prakash was not answering. Srijit was not answering. Usaid was not answering. Try karo. And हो गया तो मुझे report करो. Done. So basically, this circuit is important to report our position to the aerodrome air traffic controller. Okay. So that it's easy to spot. The purpose is to report our positions in ATC circuit. So these are the positions we report. Remember, we don't just call it ATC circuit, we call it positions in ATC circuit or positions to report. These are mandatory positions. You have to give mandatory reports that I am here for this runway, I'm here for this runway, I'm here for this runway, like this. Done, students? Now listen to the keywords that I'm going to use. Any doubts, anyone? So, right-hand circuit for runway 0900, Kanishk, you have given me for runway 270. Although it's a right-hand circuit, you have given me for runway 270, Kanishk. So it's wrong with respect to the task. Students, you tell me, okay? You talk to me. If it's wrong and you want to discuss, please feel free. Kanishk, कुछ पूछना है पूछो. Takeoff leg, finals, Prakhar, looks 270, correction 09er. Directions की arrows नहीं दिख रही हैं. Prakhar, arrows बना दो please. समझ नहीं आ रहा बिना arrows के, but I can make sense. But I would not take it as answer unless you make it more specific. But good job otherwise. बिना arrows के कैसे कर रहे हो? Takeoff leg, crosswind, downwind, late downwind. Base leg, long final, short final. Students, be clear in specifying short final, final, long final with respect to nautical miles also. Let me show you know everything. Niharika, mention that also. And make it much more clear. Make a fresh diagram anytime and make it clear. This is good. It's correct. You could have made it perfect and neat. That's it. प्रेरित 0900 प्रेरित रनवे सही बनाया बट आपके टर्न्स कौन से हैं आपके लेफ्ट है और आपका ईटीसी सर्किट कौन से साइड है वो भी लेफ्ट में है तो आपने लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट बनाया मैं चाहता हूँ आप राइट हैंड सर्किट बनाओ आपने लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट बनाया ये राइट हैंड सर्किट नहीं है उस शायद आपका भी रनवे सही है बट आपने भी लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट बनाया देखो सर्किट भी रनवे के लेफ्ट में है फाइनल्स पे होके अपने आप को देखो स्टूडेंट्स इमेजिन फ्रॉम फाइनल्स सर्किट भी लेफ्ट में है टर्न्स भी सारे लेफ्ट हो रहे हैं टेक ऑफ लेग से क्रॉसविंड भी लेफ्ट हो रहा है क्रॉसविंड से डाउनविंड भी लेफ्ट हो रहा है तो ये लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट हो गया मुझे राइट हैंड सर्किट चाहिए तो पूरा सर्किट मेरे राइट में चला जाएगा और सारे टर्न्स मेरे राइट में चले जाएंगे सी स्टूडेंट्स वी आर फाइंडिंग मिस्टेक्स दिस इज व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दिस सेशन Sometimes your aerodrome calls you will not understand in exam because you are confused with the ETC circuit. An examiner, you know how strict they are when you make mistakes. Finals, takeoff leg, crosswind, downwind, late downwind, runway, correction base leg, long finals. Very good. कौन है ये? Yeah, Shraddha, good job. Your distances are also mentioned. Good job. Yeah. Good. Looks perfect. Everything is mentioned. Okay. Where is Kuldeep? Kuldeep, unit लिखो 2 nautical mile, 4 nautical mile and 8 nautical mile. This is from the runway touchdown zone समझ लो threshold समझ लो generally threshold से measure होता take off leg crosswind right downwind late downwind right arrows आपकी arrows नहीं लग रही हैं please be a little clear rest everything is perfect runway भी बहुत सही बनाया आपने बट थोड़ा सा केयरलेस लग रहा है डायग्राम उसको फिक्स कर लोगे तो परफेक्ट हो जाएगा
सर आपने बोला था रफ डायग्राम बनाना तो वो रफ ही लग रहा है
मेरा बोलेगा मतलब था रफ में अच्छा बनाओ वो अच्छा तो बाय डिफॉल्ट समझना चाहिए ना स्मार्ट तुम भी हो तो सर भी स्मार्ट है कुलदीप, तुमसे ज्यादा नहीं होंगे बट होते हैं कभी कभी। बट वो करेक्शंस करो हाँ सब लोग, जो भी आपको बताइए मैंने। मेक श्योर योर डायग्राम इज कंप्लीट। कुलदीप को मैंने 1 मिनट दिया है तो कुलदीप 20 सेकंड में खत्म करके देगा। वो बात अच्छी है बट कुलदीप ये नहीं समझ रहा 40 सेकंड में और बेहतर भी कर सकता हूँ मैं, ऐसा। सो गुड गुड, एवरीथिंग इज गुड, नॉट क्रिटिसाइजिंग, जस्ट हैविंग फन। कुछ भी बुरा लगे कुलदीप बोले सर बेइज्जती कर दी क्लास के सामने, मैं नहीं आ रहा क्लास में, पैसे दे दो वापस।
सर
मैं
मैं तो
बोलूँगा
खुद की अपनी बेइज्जती कर लेता हूँ।
मेरे जैसे ही हो फिर तो वहाँ। जब मेरे जोक्स पे कोई नहीं हंसता तो मैं खुद पे मार देता हूँ, उस पे बहुत हंसते हैं लोग।
सर आई चेंज माय यूजर नेम टू सस्ता लड़का। किसी ने मुझे बोल दिया था कि भाई इतनी सस्ती कपड़े क्यों मैंने।
सस्ता लड़का, बाप रे। उस हिसाब से तो आई थिंक शायद तो हम अफोर्ड ही नहीं कर पाएंगे, हम स्टाइलिश ऑल द टाइम। अयान को भी नहीं कर पाएंगे फिर तो। नो, आई प्लान फॉर a time when I would own just 2 set of clothes and nothing else. Maybe a small mat to sleep and basic food to eat and a small house to live without mosquitoes. ऐसा काफी है। तो सस्ता मत बोलो, अच्छा है लेकिन जो भी है। डन एवरीवन। श्रीजीत व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दो प्लीज, तुम्हारा बचा है सिर्फ। ओके।
सर मैंने चैट में डाल दिया, जूम चैट में।
ओके, सस्ता लड़का। You say it for guys, it's fine. If you happen to say it for somebody else, you're objectifying people. We have to be careful about such things. And ये किसने भेजा है? जयप्रकाश। Full marks for effort. Runway name is not correct, but runway direction is correct. You have made a left-hand circuit. You have not made a right-hand circuit. But crosswind, downwind, base leg is correct. Final is missing. Takeoff leg is missing. Late downwind, downwind is missing. Direction of wind is missing, but it's fine. Fill in the gaps and send it again. अच्छा है बट आधा है, करेक्ट है बट आधा है, पूरा नहीं है।
रोजर
And
होता
it's
है
left hand
मधुला।
circuit. You have to make right hand circuit.
ओके सर, रोजर होता है।
श्रीजित बहुत अच्छा डायग्राम बनाया, देख दूर से ही देख के अच्छा लग गया मेरे को। मैं चेक कर रहा था, परफेक्ट है। आपने नॉर्थ भी बताया, वेरी गुड, वेरी स्मार्ट। Positions in ADC circuit. Okay, 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 okay. Flight direction, wind direction. Yamuna, good job. Wonderful diagram. Everything is perfect. चलो ठीक है। अयान आपने फिर से लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट बनाया है। अयान इमेजिन योरसेल्फ ऑन फाइनल्स एंड सी सर्किट, लेफ्ट में कि राइट में? मैं चाहता हूँ आप राइट में बनाओ, आपने फिर से लेफ्ट में बना। इमेजिन योरसेल्फ ऑन फाइनल्स, व्हेन यू आर ऑन फाइनल्स, see this is your direction, your finals are coming like this. If your circuit is on the left, it's left hand circuit. If your circuit is on the right, it's right hand circuit. तुम्हारा कहाँ है? तुम्हारा अभी भी लेफ्ट में है अयान। अयान ऐसे लेफ्ट राइट में कंफ्यूज मत करो, तुम्हारे साथ गाड़ी में नहीं बैठ पाऊंगा मैं। यू नो दोस पीपल, वो राइट में इंडिकेटर देके लेफ्ट में चले जाते हैं। एंड हमारे जैसे अच्छे लोग जो इंडिकेटर फॉलो करते हैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता है, अरे क्या हो रहा है। ओके 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 ओके, लॉन्ग फाइनल, फाइनल, शॉर्ट फाइनल, बढ़िया बनाए। किसने बनाया ये? कनिष्क, गुड जॉब, फाइनली फिक्स्ड इट, गुड जॉब गुड जॉब। कलेक्टिव डाउनविंड भी मेंशन कर दो इन केस कभी डिबेट होती है, ग्रुप डिस्कशंस एंड ऑल। आदित्य ज्वाइनिंग लाइव ऑन यूट्यूब, आई डेंट नो दैट। वहां से मैसेज कर रहा है सस्ता लड़का के जोक पे आदित्य। मिलाएंगे कभी कुलदीप और आदित्य को लाइव क्लास में। ओके डन, गुड जॉब। टेक ऑफ लेग, क्रॉस विंड, बेस लेग, डाउन विंड, लेट डाउन विंड, 09 ओके। ये किसने लिखा है? निहारिका। निहारिका, runway direction is correct, everything is correct. The place where you have written 09 or 0 is incorrect. If you don't have clarity, you put it in a parking lot and let me know. But 09 or 0 will be from where the runway starts, not where the runway ends. The other side will be reciprocal of 09 or 0, that is 270. Are you following? Can you just fix that and send it to me?
Roger, Victor Tango, November, India Kilo.
And if you're confused, feel free to discuss and get rid of the confusion.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. अयान अभी भी लेफ्ट हैंड सर्किट बनाया है। अयान देखो मेरे पास देखो, ये लेफ्ट है और ये राइट है। आपका सर्किट इस तरफ आना चाहिए, तो मेरा टेक ऑफ, मेरा रनवे, रनवे से पहले फाइनल्स, रनवे, देन टेक ऑफ लेग, एंड टेक ऑफ लेग के बाद क्रॉस विंड मेरा राइट जाएगा, क्रॉस विंड से लेट डाउन विंड भी मेरा राइट जाएगा, डाउन विंड भी राइट जाएगा, फिर बेस लेग भी राइट जाएगा, फाइनल्स के लिए भी राइट आएगा, एंड फिर वापस से मैं लैंड कर सकता हूँ। लाइक कैन गो इन अ सर्किट लाइक दिस, F1 रेसेस, मोटोक्रॉस रेसेस, हॉर्स रेसेस, सब सर्किट में ही होती है, गोल 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 गोल। Not always round, but they are twisted. But we are doing a round circuit in aviation because planes ऐसे ऐसे नहीं उड़ेंगे, फाइटर जेट्स वैसे उड़ेंगे, हमारे प्लेन्स नहीं उड़ेंगे वैसे, वैसे के लिए बनी नहीं है वो, they're not made to fly like that. And please fix it and send me, okay? कौन सा लेफ्ट है? ये वाला लेफ्ट होता है, ध्यान रख लो। जिसमें हम घड़ी पहनते हैं वो लेफ्ट होता है जनरली, बट पीपल वेयर हियर ऑल्सो। सो दिस इज लेफ्ट, दिस साइड ऑलवेज। एंड जिससे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ ना, एक्नॉलेज करो और बताओ कर रहे हो कि नहीं कर रहे हो।
Yes, sir. I'm correcting.
हाँ, ये लेफ्ट हैंड ही हो गया ना। फाइनल्स पे तुम कहाँ हो? तुम्हें सर्किट कहाँ दिख रहा है? लेफ्ट में दिख रहा है, राइट में दिख रहा है?
अभी जो सेकंड इमेज भेजा है सर, उसमें लेफ्ट में दिख रहा है सर,
हाँ, तो
एयरक्राफ्ट
लेफ्ट
के
बनाना
हिसाब
है,
से।
बट आपको राइट बनाना है।
ओके सर।
You have to make a right hand circuit. चलो ठीक है, लेट्स गेट गोइंग नाउ। अयान ये बाद में करके भेजना आप मुझे, ओके? कंफ्यूजन है तो बताना। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ फोकस ऑन एवरी वर्ड दैट आई एम सेइंग and use it in your vocabulary whenever you are talking about RT, this and that. Kanishk, you are right. Kanishk is saying for right hand circuit, we have to take all turns right, and for left hand circuit, we take all turns left. That's how you remember. That's one way to remember. Second way is for a left hand circuit, the circuit will be on the left of the runway. For right hand circuit, the circuit will be on the right of the runway. Very important. These 2 points. दोनों से याद रखो, सिर्फ एक से क्यों? You're not getting a choice, Kanishk. You have to remember both. Okay?
Roger.
Very good. Unambiguous. Unambiguous phraseology means crystal clear, something that will not create confusion in the other person's mind. Unambiguous and concise. What do you mean by concise? You can say perfect, short, sweet, perfect, in itself complete. Concise and unambiguous phraseology, when used at the correct time, is very important for a safe, smooth, and expeditious operation of all aircrafts operating at an aerodrome. Concise, unambiguous phraseology used at the right time. These words are the core of your RT understanding. All that you do is nothing but this. You stick to your phrases, you are sticking to this rule. So we have to use the correct words and phrases for the vital operation, for the safety, for the smoothness, and for fast operation of an aerodrome traffic, because aerodromes are the place where passengers will onboard and offload. So major activity happens there. For air, less activity happens, only distance is traveled. So aerodrome phraseology calls, that's why are taking up to 40% or 40 marks, first 2 calls, as people generally attribute the aerodrome calls to. Today, I think Komal really did mention that first 2 calls and question number 5 पे focus रखोगे तो 60 marks तो guaranteed है. Good strategy, because those calls you can actually master without making any mistakes. Now, she devised this strategy by herself. These are not my words. पहले 2 and 5. But it is a part of our training that you master 2 to 3 calls and keep 60 in hand. But I would say you master 100 only overall. But first you make your strength. So that's your strength. First call ही खराब चला जाता है, पूरा पेपर खराब चला जाता है फिर, because of the domino effect of the anxiety, pressure and stuff like that. So that's what we are trying to say. Now you must be thinking, अच्छा ये सब तो सिर्फ ATC के काम आता है. It's not just like that. Only ATC is not going to help you, or only ATC is not going to be helped, but pilots can also be aware of incoming, outgoing traffic and traffic in their vicinity and take decisions accordingly. It's very important our phraseology is concise, okay, and unambiguous and used at the correct time. बस इसी पे आप लोगों को मेहनत करनी है सबसे ज्यादा. Once you reach here, everything else becomes very easy. Any inputs on these points? Srijit, Kuldeep, Niharika, Yamuna, Ayan, Prakhar, Prerit, everyone, those names I have taken. What do you think about it? Students, I'm waiting. Students, सुन रहे हो आप लोग? मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा आपको. I've taken so many names. I want you all to talk.
Understood, Wicket and Oscar, Mike goals.
Understood की बात नहीं हो रही है. I want to know what are your views on this. Give me something. Whether you have studied or whether you have questions. Give me something. Yeah, Srijit, go ahead.
Sir, I had a doubt. Suppose if someone is experiencing a radio communication failure, or suppose someone is transmitting blind due transmitter failure, matlab, if everyone else is able to hear their call, but they are unable to hear everyone else, and they are transmitting blind, so will it make others disrupt the traffic flow disrupt, or will the traffic be diverted to some other frequency?
Srijit, keep it packed. You will be getting a lot of information as you reach lectures ahead. Keep it parked and in the parking lot, write today's date. Okay?
Okay, sir. So, sir, this kind of transmitting blind will be an ambiguity in our call, or is it fine to be like that?
There are provisions that we have to follow during radio communication failures. If we follow those procedures, there's no chance of ambiguity whatsoever. So you'll learn all those once you reach ahead. So give yourself some time. Abhi, I'm not discussing because any which ways you'll be learning it from scratch, because I think you've done what, lecture 6? So you better start from there. Acknowledge students. Have you forgotten the importance of acknowledgement? फालतू में टाइम वेस्ट करा रहे हो आप लोग. वीडियो ऑफ है, कोई जवाब नहीं दे रहा है. मुझे गुस्सा आ जाएगा ना, मैं सेशन बंद कर दूंगा. श्रीजित को क्वेश्चंस आने ही हैं, वो 14 पे नहीं पहुंचा है लेक्चर. उसको तो मैं बोलूंगा तुम थोड़े दिन क्वेश्चन मत पूछो, सिर्फ ऑब्जर्व करो नेक्स्ट सेशन में. वो कुछ लूज नहीं कर रहा है, बाकी सब कर रहे हो. व्हाई यू नॉट टॉकिंग व्हेन यू आर सपोज्ड टू टॉक? किसी ने अंडरस्टूड बोला, मैं बोला सिर्फ अंडरस्टूड मत बोलो, कुछ और भी बोलो. कुछ तो बोला उस बच्चे ने कम से कम. I'm not moving ahead unless all the students that took names are talking to me about what I just said. Okay? Do it quick. मैं नाम वापस लूँ? कुलदीप, श्रद्धा, प्रखर, निहारिका, अयान, यमुना. एक शायद नाम भूल गया, प्रेरित. क्या हो रहा है? Students, can you hear me?
Affirm, sir.
तो जवाब क्यों नहीं दे रहे हो?
Affirm, sir.
What affirm? What affirm, Yamina? What am I asking? What are you saying? कुलदीप मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ, समझाओ क्लास को.
Sir, actually, I got a phone call when you were saying that.
हाँ,
That's
तो
why.
बोल देना चाहिए ना सर, नहीं सुना, कॉल आ गया था. कम से कम एक्नॉलेज तो करना चाहिए ना. प्रेरित, तुम्हें क्या हो रहा है?
Sir, I got your point, but I didn't have anything to say on that.
So you can say ना सर, पॉइंट समझ आ गया, बट फिलहाल बोलने के लिए कुछ नहीं है. हाँ,
I,
चुप रह के कैसे समझेगा?
yes, sir.
अगर तुम सिंपल अपने कंफर्ट जोन में ये नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो एग्जाम में कैसे करोगे आप लोग? एग्जामिनर पुश करेगा, तुम चुप रहोगे, तो कैसे पास होगे? कितना एफर्ट लगता है आरटी एग्जाम को जाने के लिए यार. ऐसा नहीं है घर पे बैठ बैठ के ऑनलाइन दे दो. तुम अगर यहाँ मेरे गिड़गिड़ाने पे नहीं कर रहे हो, तो वहां कैसे करोगे? When I say acknowledge, it means you should acknowledge. What's so difficult to understand? There are teachers who simply teach and go. They don't teach, they speak and go. I'm not one of those. तुम लोग को क्या प्रॉब्लम है? भूख लग रही है बोल सकते हो, सर आज का हो गया कल कर लें क्या, तो बोल सकते हो. जो भी है बोल तो सकते हो ना. चुप क्यों हो तुम लोग? भाषण सुनने में अच्छा, मेरी आवाज अच्छी लगती है तो रिकॉर्डिंग्स भेज देता हूँ सारी, दिन भर सुनते रहा करो ऑटो प्ले पे. कैन एवरीबडी सी द स्क्रीन properly?
Affirm, sir.
Affirm.
Victor Tango, affirm, sir.
Affirm, sir. Victor Tango
sir.
Kilo Alpha Papa.
अफर्म तो
Affirm.
बड़े एनर्जी में बोल रहे हो आप लोग. Not allowed, okay, students. I don't want to ruin anyone's mood, neither mine. But this is not done. अगर मैं किसी और के लिए पढ़ा रहा होता ना, तो मैं ओनर को बोलता, भाई मैं नहीं आ रहा, मेरा टाइम मत वेस्ट क्या कर तू. इतना नाम खराब कर रहे हो तो मेरा आज ऐसे परफॉर्म करके. कि I'm teaching at my own place and मुझे ऐसे समझ में आ रहा है कि यार ये कैसे बच्चे हैं. क्या हो गया इनको? नाराज है क्या किसी बात से? क्योंकि ये लोग तो ऐसे है नहीं. नाराज कैसे हो गए? रिमोट है सब बैठे. ऐसे भी नहीं कुछ हो गया होगा अंदर ही अंदर. चुप बैठे हो चुपचाप बस. इसका मतलब ये है कि आप लोग सुन नहीं रहे हो. तो क्या फायदा फिर लेक्चर में बैठने का? So whatever we are going to do is going to be important for a pilot to also have awareness of the traffic nearby. Generally, awareness can be held with respect to you visually being aware of all these places, like you look right, left, up, down, everywhere. But when there is low visibility, that time it will be very difficult for you to spot an aircraft parked next to you or next to you also. So that moment in time, you really need to listen to all conversations happening with proper phraseology at proper times to ensure that you are safe. It's a point that ATC controllers should not transmit to an aircraft anytime when the aircraft is during takeoff, when the aircraft is during initial climb, and when the aircraft is in the final part of approach or during the landing roll. These are the 4 critical areas where ATCs are not allowed to transmit to you, and you are not required to transmit back to them unless you are giving compliances. What are those 4 parts? Stages: takeoff, initial climb, okay, last part of final approach, or the landing roll. You will only talk to them as an ATC, you'll only talk to pilots only if it's utmost important to the safety. The reason we don't talk to them is because the reason ATC will not talk to you and they'll require you to not to talk to them is because it can distract you when the workload is highest in the cockpit. Takeoff, initial climb,
Fine.
Last part of final approach and landing roll. So understand these 4 different segments. You could get questions with respect to these segments also. And critical situations with some emergency somewhere. प्रेरित समझ आ रहा है आपको? आप परेशान लग रहे हो, आप थक गए हो क्या? You want some rest?
No, negative, sir.
Okay. Yamuna, tell me, when you don't have ATIS, you need aerodrome information or ATC information. How will you take that information? Let's start with our calls. Yamuna, if you don't know, you will say, sir, I'm not sure how to do it. Do you still want me to try? I'll say yes. Or I can say, okay, you don't do it, somebody else can do it. But I want answers within 5 to 10 seconds of question. Everybody on your toes. Okay? Usaid, what's on your mind?
Sir, answer. I want to give this answer.
Yamuna, आप देना चाह रहे हो आंसर इसका?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Usaid. Next आपको देता हूँ. Go ahead. Everybody write the call. Everybody will write it. Whatever she is saying is you, pilot. So you'll write it on the left side. Whatever I am saying is the examiner ATC, you'll write it on the right side. I want to see the logs. I'll tell you when to share the logs. Yamuna, you will share your logs, and for this call, everybody will share their logs ASAP. Start.
Okay.
So the question is, no ATIS, obtain ATC information. I don't mind, just don't take Mumbai as an aerodrome, take any other aerodrome if you all want. Start, 10 seconds are passing by.
Delhi ground. Victor Tango Yankee Mike November. Request ATC information.
Who said try your call? Same question.
Delhi ground. Victor Tango Uniform Sierra Delta. Stand to request ATC clearance. Sorry, correction. ATC information.
Okay, not bad. You will write a collective reply, everyone. Now you'll also write it as your reply. Yesterday we spoke about departure information, ATC information, departure clearance, ATC clearance. Wherever you get the word information, it is ATC information, departure information. They both are same. We might have said departure information could mean departure clearance. Now we will separate the two things. Information means the information. Clearance means the steps to initially climb and go. So ATC information and departure information are one and the same thing. ATC clearance and departure clearance are one and the same thing. Information and clearance are different things. Remember this, everyone. Make a note of it. Nahi to departure information can become departure clearance, and that would be a completely wrong call for you. So ATC information, departure information, DATIS and ATIS, they all will give you the same info. Make a note of it. ATC clearance and ATC correction. ATC clearance and departure clearance are the same thing. Okay. Okay. I want one more call for this. Om, बेहतर कॉल चाहिए मुझे, जो बाकी दोनों ने लिया है उससे बेहतर चाहिए. क्या बेहतर डाल सकते हो? ट्राई करो एंड फटाफट मुझे कॉल दो.
Delhi Flower. Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf. And Victor 19er. Boeing 737. IFR. Delhi to Port Blair. Request departure information.
Very good. I like the input of IFR, this and this. In your exam, if this question is asked, you would know your flight rules, departure, and arrival. So that has to be mentioned in such calls. This is what I was looking for. Om, टावर के पास क्यों गया, ग्राउंड के पास क्यों नहीं गया, दिल्ली के पास तो ग्राउंड भी है.
सर एटिस नहीं होता तो एटीसी इंफॉर्मेशन टावर के पास ही जाता है.
It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Ground भी दे सकता है आपको. So first ask with ground. ATC clearance, departure clearance हम टावर से लेंगे हमेशा. ATC information ground can also give you, students. Departure information can be given to you by ground also. So आप यहाँ पे ground रखोगे. I hope everybody can see the screen. I cannot see the screen. Okay, fine. Thank you. So always mention your IFR to VFR wherever you're going. If you cannot recall your location designators in the heat of the moment, just write full words for Mumbai, for Port Blair and all. Don't miss out on anything. Make the best of what you can recall. I'm just giving you examples here. So everybody write down the log, Yamuna, Usaid, Om, and everybody else. This is how you'll get the information. Victor Tango, Yankee, Mike, November. Delhi, ground. Departure, runway 28. QNH 1019er. Temperature -3. Dew point -4. RVR 650 meters. Time 38. Wind 250 at 6 knots.
Departure runway 28, QNH 1019er. Temperature -3. Dew point -4. RVR 650 meters. Time 38. Wind 250 at 6 knots. Victor Tango Yankee Mike November.
Excellent readback, Yamuna. I wanted to give readback to somebody else, but before I could take their name, you took the chance and I appreciate it. I'm not sure kisko dena chahiye, but good. I want logs. Logs. Any questions? Any observations on calls? Anybody wants to correct Yamuna's call, my call? Anybody wants to add something? Feel free to do so.
Sir, we can also say negative ATs in calls.
No. Negative ATIS you would say when you have ATIS, but it's inoperational all of a sudden. Then when you're required to monitor ATIS and you cannot because it's not working, then you say negative ATIS, request ATC information, like that. If the aerodrome has no ATIS whatsoever, then you don't have to say negative ATIS. It's obvious. In this case, there was no ATIS at all. Many such aerodromes in your exam flight plan will not have ATIS. So you don't have to say negative ATIS. We have to specify, otherwise students will be like, ये call कब लिया जाता है फिर? ATIS है तब भी? नहीं, ATIS नहीं है सिर्फ तभी. So especially flying schools might make you request ATC information a lot if they have that in their training process, if that's how they do. Now I'm going to say something about startup. Listen to it carefully and raise your hand if you have any doubts. Shrijit, don't stop asking questions, okay? I was just telling them an example कि वो ही क्यों पूछ रहा है, वो ना भी पूछे तो उसका कोई लॉस नहीं है. ज्यादा लोगों को पूछना ज्यादा जरूरी है. पता चला श्रीजी टेबल पे ही नहीं है, अभी मैं ऐसे हवा में बात कर रहा हूँ. Firstly, I should not talk to students who are without the video. Students, कंपलसरी करने वाला हूँ नेक्स्ट सेशन से मैं वीडियोस तुम्हारे लिए. बहुत चीटिंग कर रहे हो आप लोग, लॉस आपका ही होने वाला है. Request to start engines. Okay. Why do you think we request ATC to help us with engine starts? What could be the advantage? One advantage, we know that ground personnel should not be injured. So ATC will take care that the space around the engines is clear of any ground personnel. What do you think is another major reason? Think about it. Quick.
So sometimes engine backfires when we start. Sometimes. I think that might be.
To take care of engine backfiring. Okay, Usaid?
So time and fuel is not wasted.
Time and fuel is not wasted.
Sir, ATC will say us to stand by.
Exactly. Usaid is right. Requests to start engines are normally made to ATC to help the ATC plan all departure sequences in advance to avoid any excessive fuel burn by aircraft that are delayed on ground for departures. Mainly, this is how startups are aligned and assigned. Giving you a startup and giving you an on-time departure, they are different things. Many a times. Sometimes they can be the same thing, sometimes they can be different things. That's why a time of departure is always chocks off time or blocks off time, not your pushback time. Okay? Pushback थोड़ी देर बाद शुरू होगा उसका. Now, what do you state in your request other than I want startup? You will state the location of the aircraft, and you should also acknowledge the information you have received from ATIS broadcast. So the code information Bravo, information Charlie, information Delta is actually a mandatory requirement for you to speak in your startup calls. Are you following me, students? So now, because I don't have ATIS, I cannot do startup before I take ATC information, which Yamuna, Usaid, and Om did for us. Are you following? Only after having ATC information will I ask for startup. It's a rule. If I have ATIS or DATIS, good for me. In my call, I have to mention information and the code of monitoring of ATIS. Information Bravo means I have monitored the present code, which was having a code information Bravo. What would be the information like? The one that I have given you here is mandatory information to be given to you in your ATIS broadcast, DATIS transmissions, and ATC information requests. Anything over and above this can be given to you. Delhi ATIS numbers, keep calling, keep listening, keep writing every now and then. If you don't have Delhi ATIS numbers, let me know. I'll share it with you again. If you come across other airport ATIS telephone numbers, please share. The delay of the aircraft, if the departure time or if the departure process is delayed, the controller or the ATCs will tell the pilot that your startup time will be indicated to you, or we will be giving you an expected startup time. So if I say Mumbai ground, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, so and so stand, so and so flight rules, flight plan, request startup, so and so information, they'll say Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, Mumbai ground, expect startup by 1220. So I will know. I'll get startup request by then. But before starting, I'll still talk to them to confirm. Should I start it now? Or they will give it to you in real time. Now, these are little things that you have not, you don't know in the other lectures. These are the finishing pointers that I'm talking about. Okay. So let's go ahead with the startup call. Students who have taken the call will not take the call right now. Not right now, but I'll take a name. Who is going ahead with the startup call? The question is request startup. Now we are at Delhi, so we'll take Delhi. Destination is not yet clear to us, but I think one Om gave us, so destination is Port Blair. So we'll stick to Port Blair. From Delhi to Port Blair, I doubt there are direct flights. Generally, we go from Hyderabad or Chennai to Port Blair. But I would love to have a direct flight from anywhere in India to Andamans. अयान 2-3 बार ट्राई करोगे तो लगेगा एंड आप जब 1-1 डाल रहे हो तो 9-1 नहीं डाल सकते हो 1-1 डाल रहे हो तो वो 0-1-1 होगा दिल्ली का कोड 0-1-1-2-5-6-5 व्हाटएवर नंबर यू हैव और 9-1 है तो +9-1 करके 1-1 आएगा आपका सो आपका इंटरनेशनल कोड या स्टेट कोड सही नहीं जा रहा है बस मैं इससे रिक्वेस्ट करना मैं कॉन्टैक्ट ही शेयर कर दूंगा तुमसे बिफोर 5 o'clock ओके प्रेरित first, then Niharika, if I tell, keep your hands raised. Okay, Prerit, take your call. Everybody write the call. Question number 2, obtain startup.
Transmitting question number 2. Delhi ground. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango on 121 decimal liner 1348. Security check cleared. Information Charlie. IFR Delhi to Port Blair. Request startup. Boeing 737 Heavy.
Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango. Delhi ground. Startup approved. QNH 1020.
Startup approved. QNH 1020. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Tango.
Very good. Niharika, take a startup call.
Delhi ground. Victor Tango, November India Kilo. Stand 2. Security check cleared.
Don't wait for me to finish, students. Nobody will look at the screen who's transmitting. Others can look at the screen to observe and learn. Students transmitting will not look at the screen and not wait for me to complete. We don't get that luxury in the exam, so we'll not use that luxury here. Just pointing it out. Yesterday also I was saying it. Continue from where we left.
Security check cleared. Information Charlie. IFR Delhi to Port Blair. Request startup.
Victor Tango, November, India, Kilo. Delhi ground. Startup at 55. QNH 1020.
Startup at 55 QNH 1020 Victor Tango November India Kilo.
Good job. Very good. What were you waiting for, Niharika, after you said security check cleared? Were you waiting for me to finish or were you thinking about a call?
So I didn't get your point.
No, you had some dead air in the first time when you said security check cleared, when I interrupted with an instruction. So what were you waiting for before I gave the instruction? Were you waiting for me to finish or were you just thinking about the call?
No, so I was waiting for you to finish.
Instructions clear. You will not do that. Anyone taking the call will not look at the screen. You'll only look at the book. This is one reason why I don't share the calls that I write. But now I want everybody to see how it happens in real time. It's something that is very organic. Okay, good. Good call, Niharika. Very good call. Nobody's
Excuse
talking
me,
about. Nobody's talking. Sorry, whoever's calling, stand by. Nobody's talking about what is this. Who can tell me what is this?
It's a time.
sir.
Like
Sir,
we need to again call back.
Yeah, Niharika, complete your answer.
At 55, we should again call and ask for startup.
I get it,
No,
but
no,
but time. No, you are that's your expected startup time. You could say. Definitely,
correct.
you'll call, check, and call and do. That's the rule we'll always follow. Okay, a smart pilot will always do that. Real time also they'll check with ATC. I was scheduled and should I just do it? Are you sure it's clear for me? No, you're free from such responsibilities. But isn't time a 4-digit number?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
students.
sir.
Kuldeep, Prerit,
sir,
Prakhar.
even I want to ask that, sir. I have read it somewhere yesterday, sir. So I thought to ask you about it, sir.
हाँ, पूछो.
यही सर मैंने 2 डिजिट में देखा था सर टाइम को, तो वही डाउट था कि 4 डिजिट में होना चाहिए ना करके.
डाउट तो हमें भी पता है. तुम्हारे पास आंसर है इस चीज का?
नहीं सर.
तो अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ रहे हो यान. या इनपुट्स कुलदीप, प्रेरित, प्रखर, श्रीजित.
I think, sir, this time is 0038 UTC. The both zeros are we don't assume those, so we just write 38.
नो,
sir,
आधा
I can.
आंसर राइट है बट स्टार्ट बहुत गलत है. उसे तुम क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर ये सेम टाइम के अंदर है, मतलब सर जैसे 2 o'clock अभी फिलहाल हो रहा है, तो सर 55 मिनट्स इसी आवर्स के लिए अंदर ही अंदर.
करेक्ट बोल रहे हो, बट 2 बजे क्यों बोल रहे हो? तो 1 बजे चल रहा है ना.
नहीं सर, एक एग्जांपल है, सॉरी सर.
हाँ, प्रेजेंट एग्जाम्पल के हिसाब से मैं आप लोग को टाइम दे रहा हूँ. सो स्टूडेंट्स, कुलदीप, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू ऐड?
So same, sir. Initially, I was
क्या बोला?
confused,
कभी
but
सेम नहीं बोलते ग्रुप डिस्कशन में. आंसर अपना दो, सेम मत बोलो.
initially I thought like it's time, but when you said five, only 5 5, but you also said at 5 5, so I thought it's time. Okay, so I thought it's elapsed time. I thought after 5 5 minutes. I thought, but it's wrong.
कोई बात नहीं. I'll give you all the answer. When I give you all the answer today, all 12 of us will make sure we never forget it. And probably Aditya, if he's watching on YouTube. It's a joke. For Aditya, not for you. Yeah. Shrijit, what do you have to say?
Sir, as we all are having the same hour, because right now at 1:55, you will not always use 0155, 0150, 0145, because it will be lengthy for a call to be like 4-digit time numbers. So it is to shorten the call span.
Datta, Yamuna,
We
what
use.
is your understanding of this?
So I initially assumed it to be 55 minutes from the time now, but since you put at, even I got a bit confused. Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Romeo.
Prerit, Prakhar, Yamuna. Om.
Yes, sir. I also thought the same. It's the minutes that we are writing of the same hour.
ऑफ
Like
द
one,
सेम
3, 5, 5.
आवर। तो तेरे को प्रदीप तुम भी सेम मत बोलो, क्योंकि वो सेम मेरे को लगा गलत वाला बोल रहे हो, तुम तो सही वाला बोल रहे हो, तो सेम वर्ड यूज ही क्यों करना है? अभी तो बोला कुलदीप को, कल भी बोल रहा था, खुद का आंसर दो ना, सेम वर्ड ही क्यों यूज करना है? सेम है तो सेम है, आंसर दो ना। या आई एम वेटिंग, प्रेरित आंसर दो वापस से, ताकि क्लैरिफिकेशन हो। एम्बिगुअस है आपका आंसर अभी,
Yes,
एम्बिग्युइटी
sir.
नहीं चाहिए हमें।
Sir, so that 5 was a minute of that same hour. That is 1355.
वेरी
We
गुड,
didn't
परफेक्ट
wrote.
परफेक्ट परफेक्ट, exactly what I'm looking for. Students, time can be transmitted in two ways. Okay, two ways. Firstly, it's all Zulu time. That is aside. Time is in 4 digits. Okay, 0000 means रात के 12 बजे. Okay, 12 a.m. Okay, here my first hour of a day starts. Let's take 4th October, today's date. So 4th October will start, and I'll have 0030, 0130, 0200. I'm keeping the time here in increments of 30 minutes. So this is 12:30, this is 1:30, this is 2, this is 2:30. This is how time goes. My time will go up to 1130, and then it will come at 1200. This is my noon. This is the definition of LMT in your navigation times. Okay. From here, another 12 hours starts, which will be 1230, 1300, 1330, 1400, like this. So now our present time, because on a flight plan, time was not mentioned, Mumbai to Trivandrum was not clear. Okay. Here we see either I can report, let's say it's my present time. My present time is 1358 on my computer screen. You can see it on the whiteboard also on the corner on the left. So I can either say 1358 hours. This is what I want you all to know and practice and transmit from your end always. But ATCs can very well are allowed to use only the last 2 minutes in your time, like this. But the meaning of this will be the present hour. Always. Present hour. These are not the ETA minutes, or this is not the delay. This is nothing. This is just present time in minutes, considering we all are aware on a same airport what the present hour is. So that's the assumption that everybody would know what present hour is. So we keep the transmission concise, small, specific. And this I have taught in many lectures again and again, but I'm surprised only 2 students remember this. आज सबको याद रखनी है ये चीज. Today everybody has to remember this. This is nothing but time in minutes. The hour is present hour only. That's it. That's it. So this here means my startup was given to me at 1358 hours. Now I'm at a transition point. Now my time here is 1359 PM or 159 PM or 1359 hours. It will go to 00 right now. So 1400, they can say 01, it means 1401. If they'll say 05, it will mean 1405. Is everybody clear with this example? So here startup was at 55 means present hour is 13th hour and 55 minutes. That total 24 hours. Here earlier in somebody else's call, time was not mentioned. But in this call, time was mentioned, I guess. Time 38, it means 13th hour and 38 minutes was my time at which my startup is to be given to me. Present hour and minutes. Zay Prakash, Shatta, Niharika, Yamuna, Prerit, Ayan, Om, Prakhar, Usaid, Kuldeep, and Srijit. Are you following?
Understood. Victor Tango Oscar Mike Gold.
Understood, sir. Victor Tango Yankee Mike November.
Affirm, sir. Victor Tango
Shiji,
Zulu
do you have
Alpha.
a question?
Affirm, sir. Sir, I have read in some books that time is sometimes referred to as on the hour. What exactly does that mean?
कौन देगा इसका आंसर? Seniors? They give you a question and Shijit question bank तो आप पढ़ो ही मत, मैं पहले ही बता रहा हूँ आपको बच के रहना है तो. और in those questions you have a question, transmit time without usage of numbers. When you don't have to use numbers, that's when you say time now on the hour, like that. It means present time, wherever you're following, that is the time that we are following. So person anywhere will check their present time and then see it and confirm with ATC. Confirm if time now 1400, because that was the time on the hour that they checked. Then they will verify if they are confused about this transmission. But the first call goes like time now on the hour. This is one thing verbatim that people are like. So we use it, we speak it when we don't have to use numbers. I want couple of more startup calls. Call ले रहा है कुलदीप?
सर मैं कल का फ्लाइट प्लान ले लूँ क्या?
No, stick
Delhi
to the
to
same flight plan now.
Okay.
You can vary other information, but stick to the same flight plan.
Delhi ground, Victor Tango Kilo Uniform Lima on 121.9 1348 ATR 72 moderate. Information Charlie. Security check cleared. Request started. IFR Delhi to Port Blair.
Victor Tango Kilo Uniform Lima, Delhi ground. Expect startup at 15 QNH 1020.
Expect startup at 15 QNH 1020 Victor Tango Kilo Uniform Lima.
Victor Tango Kilo Uniform Lima, Delhi ground. Read you one. Say again all.
I say again, expect startup at 15 QNH 1020 Victor Tango Kilo Uniform Lima.
Good. Any questions on understanding what is given where?
Sir, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I forgot mentioning IFR Delhi to Port Blair, so I did it in the last part. Is it okay?
Yeah. Good presence of mind. This is how we fix our mistakes in real time. It's possible. And to avoid the mistake, you can always frame the call in your mind before you give it live. जो मैंने पहले ही सिखाया, तो ये होता ही नहीं. और आपने बचा लिया, कोई पॉइंट्स गए नहीं आपके. It's still perfect. Good job. थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं था इसलिए से अगेन बोला, कीवर्ड्स पे एम्फेसिस नहीं था, बट तुम समझ गए और तुमने अपने आप से थोड़े अच्छे से बोला दूसरा ट्रांसमिशन। पहली बार में बोल लेते तो वो होता भी नहीं, ऐसा होता है। बट तुमने अच्छा फॉलो किया, कुछ गड़बड़ किया ही नहीं, परफेक्ट था। ये सब ऐसे ही होता है। मुझे तुम्हारा टाइम नहीं समझा क्या बोल रहे थे अच्छे से, आई डेंट बॉदर अबाउट इट, ऐसा था। नहीं तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा आई कुड हैव से अगेन व्हाट यू सेड आफ्टर दैट एंड कॉल थोड़ा स्ट्रेच हो सकता था। तो थोड़ा वहाँ मिस्टेक था, बट यू गेट अ बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट हियर। देखो ना, मैंने खाली छोड़ दिया, क्या करता मैं, नहीं समझ आया, बीच में तो टोक नहीं सकते, ऐसा होता। बट क्योंकि मैंने अज्यूम किया, एजम्पशंस कभी कोई करेगा नहीं, पूछेंगे आपको बार बार, ऐसा होता। गुड। हु इज गिविंग मी नेक्स्ट स्टार्टअप कॉल? समवन हु हैज नॉट ट्राइड एनी कॉल?
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
यस सर।
एक्सक्यूज मी सर। और सर एक डाउट है सर, छोटा सा, सर पूछ
बोलो
सकता
ना,
हूँ सर, इसी क्वेश्चन से रिलेटेड।
बोलो
और
ना।
सर इंफॉर्मेशन चार्ली सर, जब लिखते हैं, जब एटिस हमारे पास होता है, और सर जब टावर से लेते हैं तो सर नेटवर्क।
नहीं, मैं समझ गया, मैं समझ गया। आप ये बोल रहे हो ना कि सर एटिस होता है तब इंफॉर्मेशन
वेदर
चार्ली बोलते हैं। आप वीडियो ऑफ करके बात करो, शायद कनेक्टिविटी इशू होगी। उसैद,
सर माय वीडियो
हाउ डू यू रीड उसैद?
नाउ आई कैन सी। हेलो सर, रीड 5 सर, विक्टर टैंगल फ्रॉम साइड डेल्टा।
हाँ, so it's a very good question. So we acknowledge ATIS information. When we have ATIS, we say information Charlie. What if we don't have ATIS? How do we say we have got ATC information? So when you don't have ATIS in the first ATC information call that three of us took, there first you obtain ATC information that will be from ground, and then you are taking startup from ground. So there's no need to mention again to the same ATC that you have got the ATC information. Generally, when it comes to ATIS, ground has no idea whether you have monitored ATIS or not. So we need to confirm to them that we have monitored ATIS, this is the information code, and now I'm requesting for startup. So ground will be like, okay, he's monitored, he or she has monitored the correct ATC information as per the ATIS, and now I can give them startup-based replies. If the airport has no ATIS, then by default, I would first ask for ATC information to the same ground and then ask for startup to the same ground. So there is no such requirement for me to mention that I have obtained ATC information in startup call when I don't have ATIS and I've already taken ATC information. So उसैद, यहाँ जरूरत नहीं है बोलने की, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी हमने स्टार्टअप लिया है उसी से जिससे हमने एटीसी इन्फॉर्मेशन लिया है। अगर नहीं लिया है एटीसी इन्फॉर्मेशन, इफ वी हैव नॉट टेकन एटीसी इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड वी आर रिक्वेस्टिंग फॉर स्टार्टअप, आवर स्टार्टअप विल बी डिनाइड, ATC information will be given, and then startup would have been requested again. So if you want to confirm, you can say Mumbai correction, Delhi ground, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, have obtained ATC information, IFR Mumbai to Delhi, request startup. Have obtained ATC information can be used to acknowledge that I have got ATC information, but there won't be such requirement because the same ATC would have given you the same information. So they know that मैंने तो दिया उसको, मेरे को पता, like that. Usad, are you understanding? Yeah, Shweta?
So, in the examination point of view, when we are requested to give a startup call, and if we don't have ATIS specified anywhere, even the question paper in the flight plan or the chart, are we supposed to start with the ATC information and then proceed with the startup call in the same call, or else should we take a hypothetical information?
Very good observation. I really like the question. On your chart, you see your departure aerodrome doesn't have ATIS or DATIS. No other mention is given to you, and you're required to take a startup call. Do I ask for ATC information or do I simply take a startup call? In exams, if the question is asking you for startup, then you simply go for startup. And if they say obtain ATC information in startup, then it becomes obvious, obtain ATC information in startup. Thinking that, okay, I'm only asked startup, there's no ATIS, Should I be asking them for ATC information? Not your responsibility for that question if the question says startup. Simple. Even pre-flight checks, you don't need ATC information. If they say, now there could be one rare case scenario, an intelligent person might make a question like that for you. That question could be, request startup after obtaining necessary information. Now this question, obtain startup after obtaining necessary information, you have to first ask for ATC information and then ask for startup. So that is where this could happen, Shraddha, what you're talking about.
Roger. So in the former case, we'll have to take a hypothetical information, right?
In which case, when you have datus or ATIS on chart?
No, when we don't have, and then they have requested only for startup in the question.
Then you don't mention anything. Don't even say hypothetical information, Charlie, because there's no ATIS for you to have that information. So where did you get it from?
Oh, Roger.
You only take hypothetical information when you have ATIS. So you can say information Bravo, information Charlie, information Delta. That's hypothetical. When you don't have ATIS, that is, no information needs to be said as a part of your startup call. Are you
Roger.
following?
Roger. Victor Tango Sierra Hotel Room.
So when no DATIS and no information asked in the question, simply ask for startup. That's it. And still, if you're in your head, you think, no, I should clarify that I have got ATC information, then you can use this technique also. Delhi ground, Victor Tango Alpha Lima Kilo, stand 2, IFR Delhi to Port Blair, have obtained ATC information, request startup. So you specify to the examiner that I'm logically aware I had to take ATC information, although I didn't have ATIS. I couldn't say information Charlie, but I'm specifying have obtained ATC information like this. So you can go ahead with this also still if you think that could make you lose marks. But understand the differences, Shraddha. Clear? Is it clear or are you more confused?
Affirm, sir. It's clear.
Ayan, same question. Are you clear with this?
Affirm, sir.
Affirm, pakka wala, kacha wala?
पक्का वाला सर.
अब पक्का हुआ नहीं अभी तक. तब भूखे प्यासे बेचारे मेरे स्टूडेंट्स. One more startup call. Who's giving that call? Quick. Okay. Prakhar, go ahead. Om, आप एनालाइज करोगे. कुछ भी गड़बड़ आपके ऊपर आऊंगा और आप लोगे वो कॉल. This probably could be the last call for the day. Don't leave. I'll give you instructions for tomorrow and then only you leave. चलो.
Mumbai, ground. Victor Tango Papa Romeo Sierra on 121 decimal liner. Stand 2. Security check cleared. IFR Mumbai to Port Blair. 1414. Request startup. Request startup.
Prakhar, what happened in the end? You said request startup, then you said something.
No, sir. Actually, I said request startup twice.
One rule that we learned today, information has to be said in startup call. आपने नहीं लिखा है. Because आपने मुंबई बोला है, तो मुंबई में तो DATIS है, ATIS है. So rule number 1 on startup call, always be on the lookout for mentioning information code because we learned what the rule is. सबसे बड़ी चीज थी वो. You state the location which you have done, stand, and acknowledgement of the receipt of the ATIS broadcast. If you are saying, sir, यहाँ पे नहीं था, तो आप बोल सकते थे have obtained ATC information. We'll go with that practice then, so that we are aware that we are missing one element. Are we following it, Prakhar?
Roger, Victor Tango Papa Romeo Sierra.
But otherwise, excellent call. Hardly you have done any live calls, and this is good. Some things we tend to miss in our calls. It's okay. This is how we learn next. Make sure you don't miss it. Om, same. Take a startup call and I'll give a consolidated reply for everyone to write.
Roger. Mumbai ground. Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf. Boeing 737. Stand Delta 22. Security check cleared. Passenger on board 155. IFR Mumbai to Port Blair. Request startup information Delta.
Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf. Students, we were at Delhi, okay? Mumbai ground. Expect departure three five. Startup at own discretion. QNH 1020.
Expect departure 35. Startup at own discretion. QNH 1020. Victor Tango Oscar Mike Golf.
Excellent. They will not use the conjunction at. Departure 35 should not confuse you with a runway 35. So I'm giving you these practices. Make sure you're picking them up, revising today once, giving me the definitions of apron, movement area, maneuvering area, and one more thing that I think I asked someone, general aviation, non-NSOP, something that we spoke about. Aerodrome traffic. Aerodrome traffic also under definition, not the NSOP that was for Srijit. 4 definition task plus a revision task. Tomorrow, I want you all to meet at the same time. No, I'm thinking tomorrow. Yeah, what we can do is, yeah, we can meet 11 to 1 and finish these part of calls. And 1 to 1:30, there'll be a break. 1:30, I'll be doing a one-on-one mock, probably. So 11 to 1 is our time tomorrow. So probably you'll get 5-10 minute breather or no breather. So be prepared accordingly so that we can finish these calls properly and go on to higher level of calls. All right. Okay, students. So 11 to 1 tomorrow live. Meet me and we'll continue from here. Tomorrow I'll be doing when you get information for startup and what happens during pushback, couple of calls. Then about breaks, how to include breaks in your calls. Generally, we don't practice that much in core lectures. A little bit of taxi, what happens in taxi, compliance of taxi is a good example of aerodrome compliances, broadcast of ATIS, and then takeoff. So we'll go fast like this. I'll show you, maybe I'll make you practice or maybe I'll give you an example. That's how we're going to do it. So students willing to practice a little can join at 10:45 tomorrow also and be ready. In case I don't share links and all, just revise from 10:45 onwards. That is 1045 or 45 when 10 a.m. starts. Right? 10 a.m. start हो जाएगा तो हमारे लिए 10:45 45 हो जाएगा सिर्फ in RT. The hour will be 10th hour. 45 will be minutes. Tomorrow I would want you all to keep your videos on, make your provisions correctly because 2 घंटे का session है, fast करना है. I'll have to see whether you're coping up. Okay, students, those who don't have privacy issues, please feel free to do so that तुम्हारा फायदा हो. Students who have privacy issues, you know your constant acknowledgements are needed, if not video. So you're doing it well all the way. So I'm not having a problem. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, feel free to leave for the day. Tomorrow, remember, 11 to 1 only. and 10:45 to 1 for some who want to start. Yeah, students, no questions? Good. Remember the task, send me an update, 4 definitions, revision of what we have done today, and I'll see you tomorrow, 11 sharp. Take care, students, and some of you all I'll see at 1045. Signing off, students. Take care, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome,
Thank you, sir.
students.
Thank you, sir.